Hello, welcome back to Yearning, a gay story. Hopefully we'll finish it this stream. I don't actually know how long this game goes on for, but fingers crossed. Let me know if the background music is a bit too loud, and if you can hear my fan on in the background. It's really hot, and normally I would turn my fan off just to make sure it didn't interfere with any background noise, but it's too hot. I don't care. It's staying on, but I can move it to the other side of my room if it is causing too much noise. Anyway, let us begin a new week, Monday, September the 11th. The week, once again, flies by. You think you're really getting the hang of classes now. You have dinner with Adam and Carlos at the house a couple of nights. You're glad you already finished the homework due those evenings. You play some games one evening with Jake, Hannah and Nikhil. Jake and Hannah seem to act strangely around each other. You ask Nikhil about them, who just shrugs. Before you know it, it's Friday again. Friday. You walk out of your calc lecture. Oh, also car. That music already on. You walk out of your calc lecture with only a small amount of homework, but with exams coming up in both programming and econ. It's still early, but it's never too early to start studying. Rules to live by. You could also see if Jake, Hannah, and Nikhil want to play games or study together. Adam and Carlos will probably have dinner at the house, and they've made clear that you're always welcome. I'm gonna study. You return to your room. Adam isn't there. You immerse yourself in your econ notes. A while later, Adam returns. Hey, Frankie. Oh, he's got a stubble going on. Have a good day. Yeah, you, thanks. You unlock your computer. Frankie, how was your day? Pretty good. The two of you talk for a bit before you decide you should get some rest before studying tomorrow. Well, good luck with the exams. You'll do fine. You always did in high school, I'm guessing this is. Thanks. It shouldn't be too bad. You head to bed, and Adam looks up from his book. Good night, Frankie. And you quickly fall asleep. Saturday. It'll get annoying eventually. You wake up a little late. The sun is already high in the sky. Adam is sitting at his desk reading. Morning. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. Morning, Frankie. You sleeping in again? Well, poop on you. I'm here doing work. You talk to Janet, and consider your options for the day. You should probably see what people are up to. See if the boys are up to anything. Huh? Oh, not sure. Probably some work. Probably some gym. I feel like I've been neglecting my workouts lately. Too much studying. You message Nikhil and find that he's planning to study with Jake. Consider your options. Okay. Got a Q&A with me! Because I was too chicken to go on my own last time. This is kind of weird, but will you go to Q&A with me? Remember, Q&A is for their university's lgbtq club space kind of thing. And I'm a little gay bean who hasn't really come out to many people yet, and I'm too scared to go on my own. I'm not gay, dude. It's for allies too. I've tried going before, but I can't work up the nerve to actually go in. You could just push me through the door or something. Dude, I really don't think I'd be comfortable doing that. I'm sorry. Alright, thanks, dude. Oh, I thought he would be like, yeah, bro, let's go. I'm gonna push you through that door. Damn. Oh, got a Q&A. Do it. I can do this. You stand outside the student center, heart pounding. You manage to make it inside and stand by the door. Oh, this is the same thing as last time. I failed at this already. You wait for your heart to stop racing. It doesn't. You stand outside the door for what feels like hours. I can't do this. Oh, I do leave. Come on, dude. I can do this. Go in. You decide to eat at the buffet. It's relatively empty and you manage to get a table by yourself. You pull out some econ notes and start to review them. The meal is uneventful with the usual array of subpar food items. Soon you finish eating. You decide to head back to your room and see what people are up to. Adam isn't around when you arrive, so you unlock your computer. You don't seem to have any messages. You spend the afternoon reviewing both econ and programming notes. You make a lot of progress. Later in the afternoon, Adam walks in, looking downtrodden. Hey, Frankie? Carlos Carlos is fine, but he's in hospital. Oh shit, what happened? I guess he fell during basketball yesterday. That idiot always tries to copy Robert. But he has a fracture in his arm. Also, I guess he hit his head and they're not sure if it's going to cause some problems. So how's you can't just segue like that. You can't be like, oh yeah, you know, dude's never going to be the same again. You know, he's got a pretty bad head lag. So what have you been up to? You can't do that. Yeah, insignificant compared to that. No, I didn't mean to worry you. I just thought you should know. Well, yeah, I'm a little bit worried now. They're just keeping him out of abundance of caution. Well, yeah, if you hit your head, you should go to hospital. Excuse me, I'm going to get back to this reading. Oh, I should have gone out with the boys. Then maybe he wouldn't have hurt himself. You unlock your computer and chat with Janet for a bit. Oh God, I'm glad he's okay. Yeah. What if I had one to dinner yesterday? Then you still wouldn't have been able to help. Seriously, don't blame yourself. I am blaming myself, Janet. Another window pops up. Hi, Frankie, dinner? Oh God, remember going hi. Oh, I miss text speech, leet speech. It's all about that. MSN Messenger, top tier. Nothing is quite flirting with your crush than sending them that pig bouncing on the screen and doing a moonie at the camera. Best. Best. No wonder I never got any dates. Well, nothing's really happened so far. I already just started playing again. Really, we just got some studying done, and Carlos hit his head and broke his arm whilst playing basketball. So we're a little bit worried about him. It would be good to talk to him and see how Jake's doing. I'm gonna go to dinner with Nikhil. Sounds good. Where you at? Burgers. See you there. You meet Nikhil in the grassy area. I'm curious, but kind of worried. You investigate the burgers. The fries. How do you have ketchup fries? No, don't answer. Don't answer. He orders the fries. Oh, fried strips of ketchup. Oh no. What? No, don't. You're getting told off by Streamlabs. Give me a minute. I was editing my commands yesterday. Why are you yelling? Oh no, I don't want default backlist. Okay. I need you, as an experiment, I need you to type fuck again. Woo! Yeah, I'm trying to add loads of different commands and everything. I got some working, so now we have points. So I don't have channel points, but I do have loyalty points. So you can see how many points you have. I've called mine quarks. I have 0 quarks because I don't watch my streams, funnily enough. And you can gamble with them as well. So I'm gonna do a raffle. And yeah, you can do ! join and you can win. Oh no, I'm not gonna fill it with my commands now. I'm gonna get distracted otherwise. So the two of you grab a table at the student center to eat. You eat in relative silence and watch the sun set. So, do you know what's up with Jake? No, you? He shakes his head. I wish. He's like my best friend, and today he won't even talk to me. I'm not actually sure where he is right now. Hannah's been sick all day too. Yeah, only person entered. Oh, what? God, that's loud. I hope he didn't catch anything. I suggested the buffet for lunch, and he actually turned it down. Ooh. Jake? Black hole stomach? No such thing. I'm just worried about him, man. Hannah too, I mean. I'm worried about her too, but I'm sure she's also worried about him. The two of you sit in silence. I hope Hannah will ask him out. They'd be good together, you know? Anyway, I should probably go study. Thanks for reading with me, Frankie. I found a collectible, a blue face sticker. Oh, it's a sad face. He leaves you and you head back to your room. Up. Oh. Adam's evidently there, but he puts his books away, sits back in his chair and sighs. I'm probably gonna go to bed. You decide that's probably a good idea too. You message Janet and head to bed. I'm glad Carlos is okay. Yeah, me too. Night, Frankie. Sunday. You wake up Sunday from sexual dreams about Jake. Well, that's a new one. No, Jake's a precious bean. I really need to get laid. Adam is getting dressed. Don't you love it when you wake up on a Sunday morning and go, oh, well, I just had a sexual dream about my mate. No, don't you do it. Good morning. I was headed out to go visit Carlos. You're welcome to come along if you want, but no obligation, of course. You lie in bed, staring at the ceiling and contemplating your day. No contemplation, we're gonna go see my bud. It would be nice to visit Carlos, but you should probably study for the exams. I've been studying. No, I'm gonna see my boy. I'll go with you. Give me a sec to get dressed. Quickly get dressed and grab some notes to study. Ready? The two of you make the, fortunately, short walk to the hospital. My boy! You find Carlos in one of the larger rooms. His arm is in a cast. Chico! Frankie! You came all the way here to see me? You idiot, of course we did. How's the arm? And, the head. Fine, I don't know why they're still keeping me here. Yeah, I mean, if you had a serious head issue, they would have shown themselves by now. Carlos shrugs. I think they're waiting to give me one of those scan thingies. An MRI? Something like that, but the machine hasn't freed up yet. Dude, in America, you're gonna be in debt for the rest of your life with an MRI. Oh, go away. Stupid notification. But hey, I get to sit here and do nothing but sleep, which is pretty great. Nah, it's not great in just hanging out in a hospital. It's so boring. The food is so bad. As someone who practically lives in hospitals, the food is so bad. Dude, that doesn't mean classes have stopped for you. Oh, excuse me. Look, it was my mum. I had to answer it. Anyway. Ah, Chica, let me have this at least. Fine. You get to relax and not worry about classes and things are great. He grabs a seat and sits by the bed. You do the same. I'm not gonna hold his hand. How's hospital food? Fine. Why? Hospital food has a reputation of being bad is because it's true. I brought you your textbook. Adam pulling through. He grabs a thick textbook from his bag and sets it on the bed. You can do some reading or something. No, you have to stay in the children's ward. That sucks. I remember when so I suffer from, they're called hemiplegic migraines, and they basically it's like having a mini stroke. It affects, oh god, I can't remember the exact region of the brain, but basically it affects the speech and the nervous, or like the movement part of your brain. So I go completely paralyzed down my whole left side, so my face sags and everything. I can't talk, I actually can't think of words, I can't understand what people are saying to me. It's quite scary, and yeah, it looks exactly like a stroke. But it's just like a form of migraine. When I had my first one, I was 14, and you know, obviously I'm not 14, I'm practically an adult. And I got taken to hospital because they thought I had a stroke. And yeah, I was on the kids ward, but thankfully they did put me off into my own room, the side room. And the doctors treated me like I was older, because yeah, there were like pictures of flowers and bunny rabbits everywhere, and I'm just there, going through my goth phase. It's like, oh god, this is so boring, this is so annoying, so beneath me. Not as bad as when I was put in the geriatric ward though. When I was, the first time I became really ill, they didn't have enough beds, but they had to keep me in for observation because I was obviously being really rough. And the only bed they had was in the geriatric, so the old person ward. And there were just so many, like there was a woman in the bed next to me. I'm pretty sure she was she was dead the whole time I was there, and they just hadn't picked her up yet. It was really weird. And I had like this old lady come up to me in the middle of the night. She's like, I need to go to the toilet, dear. And none of the nurses were coming, and I was like pressing the button. And so me, who's like dying myself, I had to help this like 80-year-old woman go to the toilet. It was so bad. And I wasn't even allowed to eat either. Yeah. I couldn't say no. And then the nurse came in, she's like, what are you doing out of bed? You shouldn't be touching the other patients. It's like, the butcher jumper. You weren't at your station. Anyway, back to this hospital. Our boy Adam tricking Carlos into doing some studying. Oh, Chico, you really shouldn't have. Really. You sit there for a while, studying your notes. The hospital's relatively quiet, but the people walking around are kind of distracting. Still, you think you managed to get some good studying done. Exactly. The other nurses and everything there are so lovely. There's one nurse that I've seen quite a few times when I've been in and out. Nurse Mavis, and I love her. She's so lovely to me. She doesn't remember me every time I come in, obviously. But she's lovely. She's normally works the night shift, and it always sucks being in the like staying overnight in the hospital. Night shift nurses are the best. They just chat shit with you. It's great. After a while, Adam looks up at the clock. So I think I was gonna head out. Need anything, dude? Nope. Hopefully I'll be out of here soon. Despite having nothing to do here. Well, this place kind of smells funny. I'll see you later. Bye, Chico. Bye, Frankie. The two of you walk back to campus. I found a car sticker. I think I'm gonna go grab some lunch and hit the gym. See you tonight? Lunch seems like a good idea for you two. You decide to eat lunch at the buffet. For some reason, I'm still eating there. Oh, thank you! Thank you so much, dude. That means so much to me. You grab a tray of food and are looking for a place to sit when you spot Hannah. Hannah? She looks up at you. Oh, Frankie. Please sit. You join her at the table. So, she shakes her head. I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling great right now. What's up? Just things. I'm not sure I can be any more specific than that. Personal things. I really should be studying. I'm going to fail this test. Instead, I just want to sit here and eat chocolate. She pokes at her bowl of cereal. It appears to be Cocoa Puffs. It's not even real chocolate. I guess it's sugar at least. So, how's Jake? Not sure. I hope he's doing okay. She sighs. I'm sorry, I'm going to go study or something. Have a nice lunch, Frankie. She leaves you with your food. You wonder what happened between her and Jake. Your food suddenly doesn't seem quite so appetizing anymore. After lunch, you head back to your room. Adam hasn't returned, so you decide to hunker down and get some studying done, as well as a small amount of homework you have. You're finishing up your calc problems when calc returns. You finish up your calc problems when calc returns. Hey Frankie, I'm gonna go grab a shower. You interested in dinner afterwards? Yeah, sure, why not? Awesome, back in a bit. He leaves the shower and you start some revisions on your history paper. He returns a short while later whilst you're rewriting a section on the Chinese tea trade. So he returned in his clothes and then he got dressed and had a shower in front of me. I heard that Carlos is getting released tomorrow. Despite what he says, I think he's going to a little stir crazy in there. He needs to be active. Although I guess the cast is going to give him some trouble for a while. He gets dressed. My dude, please, I will buy you more t-shirts. The two of you head to the house. Adam grabs his key and unlocks the door. Robert is standing in the entry hall when you enter. Ugh, can we just punch this guy already? Pruitt. Robert. Heard your boyfriend was in the hospital. Carlos isn't my boyfriend. But he's in the hospital. Yes. What is AIDS acting up? Oh, let's go! Oh my god, I'm gonna kill him. Goodbye, Robert. Wait, I hope he gets better. Soon. He disappears up the stairs before either of you can say anything. I hate this guy! I hate him so much! What? He shakes his head. Let's just go. You head to the common room. There are a few guys watching The Simpsons. Are you allowed to have this many, like, name drops in a game? I feel like I'm not allowed to say things. Oh dear, I made that's a really bad coffee. Oh. It's okay, I'm gonna be home this weekend and I have a proper coffee machine. So, I'll be there with I just drink Americanos. So but I'll be there with my fancy Americano. Big difference. They nod to Adam as the two of you find a place to sit. Yeah, good food. I want to see my babies again. I miss them so much. I mean, and my family, that too. But I want my babies, my fluffy babies. Plus, that means you guys get pet cam again. Woo! And so, you know, I was really excited about my new mic turning up. I saw it had been delivered, and I was like, I haven't heard anything. And it turns out I accidentally sent it home rather than here. So you have to wait even longer for a decent mic setup. Soon dinner is ready and you join the line for food. Dinner is chicken tacos and chips. Nice. Aren't chips? Oh no, their chips are like crisps. I was thinking of real chips as in fries. It's like, oh, nice. Aren't chips and taco shells redundant? I guess you could make nachos or something. I found an avocado. I like to imagine that I'm just stealing this stuff and pocketing it. Like I found a pineapple, I'm just finding these stickers. You know, I'm going along the lunch queue and I just take up an avocado. The food is always good. A few guys come up to Adam over dinner and wish Carlos well. It's nice how many friends Carlos has here. I guess I don't spend enough time here or something. He shrugs. At least I've got you and Carlos. Steve sits down next to Adam and throws an arm over his shoulder. Adam seems to stiffen at the contact. How's Carlos doing? Good. He's got a car, so then I'm probably releasing him soon. That's good. I was thinking we should get him a cake or balloons or something. Sounds nice. I'm sure Chef could whip something up. You should organise it. He's your best friend, right? Adam shrugs Steve's arm off. I'm not with it, alright? I didn't get much sleep last night. I was rudely awoken by my fire alarm. Ugh. Yeah, I guess I could. Steve stands and looks at Adam for a bit. Well, let me know if you need anything then. It'd be nice. Yeah, they all go off in the afternoon for us. Because we're block 1, ours goes off first and then you can like hear it travel around all the blocks. I was rudely woken at 8:30 this morning by the doctors. And then I was rudely woken again at about 11 by the fire alarm. So I was like, fine, I'm up! Steve heads to grab some food and Adam shakes his head. You're not sure you want to ask. You finish dinner in silence and the two of you head back to your room. Adam retires to his desk with a textbook. You unlock your computer. Hello? How was your day, Frankie? Hard at work or hardly working? Hey, good. Anything fun today? Carlos is in the hospital. What? Wait, I told you about this yesterday, Janet. You tell her a bit about things. Well, I'm glad he's going to be okay. Anything else interesting? Not really, just studying. The two of you talk for a bit more. Anyway, bed for me. Class again. Boop. You decide to call it a night as well. Adam switches on his desk lamp when he sees you getting changed. Night, Frankie. Monday. A week flies by again. Carlos does indeed leave the hospital on Monday with no further issues. His cast prevents him from swimming or playing basketball, so he turns to running around campus instead. Unfortunately, homework keeps you from spending more time with him and Adam. You take your econ and programming exams on Tuesday and Wednesday. You feel like you did decently on both of them. I found an econ exam. Oh, 90%. Very nice. I don't know how grading systems work in the US, but, you know, that would be a tasty first with distinction. Yeah. Oh. I did get 90% on my maths exam. I'm very happy with that. Your homework load is getting heavier as the semester seems to go on. Yep, 40%, that's all you need for a pass. What was it? Is it 60%? No, 60% is a 2-1. 70% is a first, I think. I would like to get a nice 70%, please. That's what I'm aiming for. You worry about finding enough time for everything. Things seem to normalise between Hannah and Jake. The four of you manage to play games together on Thursday without any issues. If anything, Jake and Hannah seem to be closer than ever. Oh, maybe it was a bit of the French mistake. Although not quite a French mistake because it's a guy and a girl, but yeah. And if you don't know what that is, it's when two friends, it's normally like two guys, have sex and then they're like really awkward around each other because they're like, oh shit, should we have done that? Fun fact. Nikhil asks if they're dating, but they both just laugh. Wow, you got 100% in computing? No, I think I did like 60% in my computing assignment. I have a lot to improve on with computing. It doesn't matter if you say no homo. That's right. It's not, remember, it's not gay if it's between the thighs. You still wonder what's going on between the two of them. You talk to Janet every day. She tells you her friend Lisa just broke up with her boyfriend Tom and that she's interested in him. Ooh, wow, scandalous. You tell her it's a terrible idea. It really is. Friday. Oh, so bad. Friday finally rolls around and you walk out to your calc lecture. The weather has cooled down significantly in the past week and you've started wearing a light coat. You consider your options for the evening. Hey, look, you don't go where your friends have been. Unless you know, you've given permission. That's fine. Then it's cool. My friends and I, we've like dated the same person before at different times. And it was like, hey, do you mind? It's like, yeah, go, shoo. They're not mine. Go, do what you want. But if they break up and it doesn't look good, you don't go near it. You at least leave 6 months. Just saying. You consider studying for your new exams, given how much studying for the last ones helped. You can see if Adam and Carlos have dinner or evening plans. You can see if Jake, Hannah and Nikhil are going to study or play games. See what the gang are up to. You head back to your room. Adam's already there, working on a paper. Look, see? It's all nice and tidy again now. You unlock your computer and message Jake. Any plans? Studying. Nick is freaking out about physics. Mood. So we're going over it together. Buffet? We can study together. Yeah. I do miss study groups. See you there in a bit. You bid goodbye to Adam and head to Buffet. When I was doing my GCSEs, we had a really good study group. Just me and all my friends. We'd go around each other's houses, or we'd because my old school is right next to like a forest, which is also along the beachfront. So we could either sit on the beach or sit in the forest or sit in the woods. And it was perfect for studying. Or yeah, one of them has quite a big house, and we'd go around his, and we'd just study there all the time, and it was lovely. We didn't necessarily study together, but we were studying our own stuff in the same room, and it's just nice company. It's kind of a casual chill out, and we haven't really been able to do that this year. We've had some over Discord or over Skype study sessions. Yeah, it's just casual company, And sometimes it helps. You can just like talk things through with each other. That's what I want. I'm craving the study groups. That's where all the best fun happens. Jake and Nikhil are already there when you arrive. Hey Frankie, I'm gonna fail this test. Hey, you did great on programming. But I know programming, I don't know physics. Yeah, I miss. So the school I went to, it also had a sixth form, and that was the first college I went to, and had a really nice study area. I haven't actually been able to go to any of the study areas here. Apparently, like, you can book them out, but I don't know how to, and I don't know how to use them. I've been to the library once, but where everything's still closed off, it's not the right environment to study. So I've just been stuck in my room. It's nice to go somewhere else every now and then. But I know programming, I don't know physics. Jake puts a hand on his back. Seriously, you'll be fine. We'll go over it together. You grab some food and sit next to Nikhil. The three of you spend dinner reviewing physics problems together. By the end, Nikhil looks a lot more confident, and you feel like you have a better grasp of the material as well. This is really useful, thanks guys. I found physics notes, page 2. Now we've got like some chairs and a table in the kitchen, but we don't really eat together. I take everything back to my room. I think most people tend to. We've got a nice little like seating area outside, but what's the point when I can just bring stuff back here? You head back to your room to eat my food. Adam seems to be finishing up his writing when you arrive. He yawns and puts his book away. Headed to bed a little early, I think. Have to work on another paper tomorrow. That's one thing I'm glad about. We don't have many, like, essay, wordy stuff in physics. I don't do words. I do numbers. Don't give me words. Good night, Frankie. You unlock your computer and send Janet some quick messages before heading to bed yourself. Sleep comes easily. Saturday! You wake up a little later than you expected. It appears to be a rather overcast day. Adam's already awake, working on a paper. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. Janet's already awake and messaging you. Frankie, you've put it off long enough. Get Adam to drag you to Q&A today, or I'll call him and tell him you want to bone him. Sad face. But you do have a point. You feel like your previous failures were due to no one holding you accountable. You think you should get Adam to but I tried to, and it made him uncomfortable, and now I don't want to bring it up again and make him uncomfortable again. Oh, I know I already asked you, but will you go to with me to get today? I know you're not comfortable. I'm sorry, I don't want to force you to go. I want you to force me to go. You know what? Sure, I'll take you as far as the door, but no promises after that. It means a lot to me, Adam. Yeah, let's go. You send Janet a quick message before heading out. You stand outside the student centre, heart pounding. Adam looks apprehensive as well, but for different reasons. Dude, Frankie, I don't know about this. He sighs. Let's just do this. I mean, kudos for doing it though, for your bro. The two of you walk inside and stand by the door. So you want me to just push you in or something? He sighs. Fine, but let's go in before I change my mind. The two of you walk in. There's only a few people in the room, and they all turn to look at you. You feel terrible already. There's a pretty quaint little space they've got going on. Yeah, nice cozy sofa. Boom. Flag. It's really confusing looking over there. Boom. Flag. Ready? Nice books. Even got a TV. That's a very fancy TV for 2006, thank you very much. That's practically a flat screen. No, 2006, the back of the TV was still like this. You could go to sleep on the back of your TV. Even without seeing him, you can feel Adam tense up next to you. A tall girl with puffy ponytails smiles. Gets up from her seat and walks towards you. She's wearing a pink t-shirt and jeans. Hello, welcome. Come in. My name is Liz. Please do come in. Another girl who is sitting next to her also stands. Her curly hair is dyed in purple and pink streaks, contrasted against the black of her dress. You mean you're Liz B. She smiles and walks up behind Liz. Hi, I'm also Liz. One of the other guys in the room snickers. Yes, fine, I'm Liz B, and this is my girlfriend Liz. That's hilarious. At least you'll never have to worry about calling the wrong name out. Liz G. One of the seated guys pipes up. You two really need nicknames or something, or even just Elizabeth and Liz. Both Liz's frown. Neither of us goes by Elizabeth. Yeah, Daniel, why don't you go by Elizabeth? The guy laughs and stands, hands up as if surrendering. Fine, I guess that's a fair point. He's larger, with a scraggly dark brown hair and a scruffy beard. His short-sleeved shirt is tight on him. Not my type, not gonna lie. Yeah, oh, I had my great-granddad's old telly. It's like this big. It was great. Do I still have it? I think I might have finally gotten rid of it a couple of years ago. You couldn't watch anything on it, but you could like plug the Xbox in or something. Terrible graphics, oh dear. He stands and approaches you. I'm Dan, or Daniel, I guess. I'm a creative writing major. I'm gay. He scratches his head. I think that's it, really. I think you're missing one very important detail. Oh yeah, my middle name is Elizabeth. He laughs. I guess my parents really wanted a girl or something, so Liz, and me. These girls found out and have never let me live it down. Aw, you know we love you, Dan. Yeah, he's saying that now. He indicates the guy still sitting in the corner. That's James. He doesn't talk much, which is weird because, drama major. I like to think that he saves his voice for the stage. His middle name is not Elizabeth. Also, he's not my boyfriend. Yet. Dan laughs. Yeah, bet you like that, Liz. Uh-huh, because you didn't tell me the whole time how you want to bone him. Bet you just want to watch. Yeah, because I'm totally into gay sex. Lesbian sex is gay sex. Well, gay sex. James nods at you. His long blonde hair is messy, but he still manages to look composed. His bright blue eyes stare at you questioningly. His face has a hint of stubble. His V-neck shirt, showing off a triangle of chest hair, is partially covered by a tan trench coat. Of course he's an actor. The other three stare at you, smiling. So, what are your names? Frankie, computer science major, gay. Dan laughs. Well, aren't we all? James over there is bi, I think. James smiles from the corner, seemingly in confirmation. Half of us like women. Yeah, that's because chicks are better. She nibbles Lisby's earlobe, who blushes. But, more than half of us like men. Adam clears his throat. Adam? Biology? Pre-med? I'm straight. Dan laughs. Sure you are, man. No, I'm actually straight. I'm just here to, give Frankie some support, I guess. He's my roommate. Just my roommate. Yeah, you keep believing that, Adam. Like, we live together in the dorm, where we were assigned by the school. He shuts up and looks at you, looking very uncomfortable. Liz G beams and grabs you both in a hug. Well, it's great to meet both of you. We didn't get a lot of new people this year, so it's great that you're here. She clings to you until Liz pulls her off. Anyway, excuse my girl. Come have a seat. We're all friends here. Oh my god, he does! Ah, brilliant. Hey, you don't know where their references came from? The Liz's is the student IDs. It is Liam. He's using a secret identity. Dan and James student IDs. Jameson Anthony Bennett. I bet we can find an anagram here for Liam O'Brien. Yeah, that's how that works. The six of you take different seats around the room. Liz G sits on Liz B's lap. Babe? Oh, come on, you don't mind. Fine. Liz B wraps her arms around Liz G, who sighs happily. So, welcome. You missed a lot of other people earlier this morning, but we're still here. We're the best anyway. Babe. She shakes her head, but is still smiling. Anyway, we meet here on Saturday mornings around 9, which is way too early to be up. But the room is open all the time. You can come here to relax, talk to people, or even if you just need a safe space. For blowjobs. Liz glares at him. No, not for blowjobs, no sex, no hooking up. Liz G giggles. Butt sex. Liz B sighs. What am I gonna do with the two of you? Butt sex. Liz laughs. Anyway. Lascivious? Lascivious? I want to say lascivious, but that's not. Anyway, redacted activities aside, this room is intended for your use for whatever. Butt sex. And you should please feel free to take advantage of it. For butt sex. Liz giggles. Dan, I'm going to come over there and kiss you. He shuts up. Actually, this I'd like to see. Daddy Pooh, come here and give nice Lizzie Liz a kiss. No thanks. You're lost. She kisses Liz. Dan makes a gagging noise. Do not want, please. James laughs. His laugh is pleasant and deep in his chest. Liz breaks the kiss and looks flushed. So, where were we? I think that was it. We were just sitting around talking, but there's some games in the corner and some DVDs in that cabinet over there. And there's condoms in that drawer over there. What? Liz G giggles again. Dan, do not make me come over there. Hey, don't blame me, they're James's. James scoffs, and Liz B shakes her head. Of course they are, but you had better get them out of here before I check that drawer next, Dan. But what about promoting safe sex? Safe sex? Yes, great. You can get your condoms at the student health centre and use them, not in here. But it's so much more convenient this way. If Liz wasn't sitting on me right now... I love you, babe. Adam stands. I should be getting back to work, but it was suddenly a pleasure meeting you all. Aw, the cute guy's leaving. James hits him. Oh man, you got quite the arm. Bet you want some of that, eh, Frankie? Dan, you're an arse. Your nervousness gets the best of you. I should probably head out too, but I'll try to come by here again. James smiles at you. Let me know if you want to hang out sometime. He passes you a slip of paper. That's my screen name. Ooh, James is a crush. James hits him again. He just seems like he could use someone to talk to. Dan grabs a piece of paper and scribbles something on it. Who isn't you? He hands it to you. Well, here's mine as well, if you ever want to talk. Butt sex. And, I'm just gonna go. The two of you leave the room. Well, I hope that went well for you. I found a rainbow sticker. I'm gonna go finish my paper now. He heads back to the room. You decide to have an early lunch. I decided on the buffet. Even I'm getting fed up of the buffet, and it's not even real. It's relatively empty, and you manage to get a table by yourself. You pull out some calc notes and start to review them. Dan walks into the room and notices you. Frankie! You've never been so glad to have notes with you in your life. He gathers a tray of food and sits down at the table with you. How are you doing? Good, how are you doing? Be polite! Good, I'm doing well too. It was good meeting you today. So, how's studying? What class? Yeah, I'm trying to set up my bot to set my Discord link, but it's not doing links and everything properly at the moment, so apologies for that. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't know what type of coding the Streamlabs bot uses, and it really doesn't like my links. So I'm studying calc and physics. I remember my first calc exam. Don't think I've taken physics though. It's actually really great to meet you. The Q&A has been full of lesbians and attached men lately. Not that being attached should mean anything. If everyone's game, why not? Threesomes are fun anyway, but it's nice to have someone new, you know? Also, you're pretty cute. Not like James' level of attractiveness. But then again, he's an actor, so I guess he's kind of got to look the part, alright? But you're pretty cute anyway. Anyway, I guess I'll let you study. I need some more food anyway. But send me a message sometime, huh? Let's get to know one another. I found a silver star sticker. He leaves to examine the buffet again, and you let out a breath you didn't know you were holding. That was something. You finished your own plate and decide you don't really need more. You decide to head back to your room and see what people are up to. Adam isn't around when you arrive, so you unlock your computer. Frankie, help! I really like Tom, but I don't think Lisa would approve. I don't know what to do. You forget that you have a crush, okay? This is Uncle Frankie talking to you. You now. If you like someone, but they're taken, or you know, you're overstepping the bro code, or the sister code, or whatever code it is, the homie code, you forget you have a crush. You ignore it. You stuff those feelings down. The bro code comes first. By bro code, I mean a reasonable bro code. Tom doesn't exist. There is no spoon. You also have a message from Nikhil. Hey Frankie, when you're done studying, I think we're going to the student centre if you want to join. You could also spend the afternoon studying or doing homework. Fine, I'll get a head start on homework, because then I can do studying later, and then I can hang out with other people later. This is literally my life. I'm just doing my life on screen. Although this guy has more fun than real life Frankie. A break from studying is nice, so I do homework as a break. Soon your stomach tells you it's time for dinner. You've been to the buffet a lot lately, and the weather isn't too cold. It would be nice to enjoy the outdoors whilst you can. Sandwich and study. You quickly grab a sandwich and return to do some more studying. Oh, I know. I miss going outside and being with people. You're making good progress when Adam returns. Hey Frankie. He sits down at his desk and works on his paper. You unlock your computer. Spend some time talking to Janet about Tom and Lisa. Soon you're yawning and you decide it's time for bed. Adam turns on his desk light as you get changed and you crawl into bed. You sleep soundly. Sunday. Are we going to go through the whole year? That would be pretty cool. You wake up relatively early on Sunday from a rather pleasurable dream about James. I really need to get laid. God damn. You lie in bed staring at the ceiling until your erection has subsided enough that you're willing to sit up. Adam is already up, once again working on his paper. See, another reason why I couldn't share a room with someone, because what if I was saying stuff in my sleep? They would hear! You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. I'm notorious, I talk in my sleep all the time. It's really bad. I sleepwalk as well. Especially as a teenager, the number of times I'd wake up in the morning and Mum would start talking to me. I'd be like, what are you on about? And apparently we'd have a full-on conversation the night before. And I was like, nah, Mum, I was asleep. Good morning. What are you up to today? For some reason, possibly because of your dream, James jumps to the front of your mind. You feel like you could really use some advice from him right now, despite your need to study for exams. Gonna see if James is free to talk, I think. Talk, eh? Yes, just talking. You can feel yourself getting nervous again at the thought of revisiting Q&A, but you reassure yourself by remembering James's calming demeanour. He seems to be online, so you send him a message. Hi James, it's Frankie. Hey, I don't really have any plans today. Are you free to just talk? Yes. Q&A? Now? Yeah, sounds good, thanks. You say goodbye to Adam and head to the Q&A room. James is sitting alone inside with a laptop next to him on the couch and some papers in his hand. He smiles at you as you walk in and raises his hand in greeting. He still looks kind of amazing. Okay. I hope I'm not interrupting something. No. He holds up the papers in his hand. Just lines. I'm gonna sit in a chair by him. So, you take a deep breath, not in your throat. This is kind of weird. But you're the first person I've known who, likes guys. And you seem really comfortable with things. And all of this still freaks me out or something. I don't know. Like, it took me multiple tries to actually, work up the courage to come in here. And even then I had to get my roommate to help. So I just don't know. He looks at you, waiting to make sure you've finished. His gaze is friendly, but it still makes you nervous. People assume... Bicon, yes. People assume it was easy for me because I'm in theatre. That doesn't seem fair. I'm sure it was still hard. He smiles. Yeah. He stares off into space. But it took me a long time to accept myself. I could have passed this straight. After all, I do like women. But that somehow felt like I would be denying a part of myself that still mattered. And it took me a long time to come to terms with that. He looks at you again and smiles. Frankie, don't let anyone tell you the right way to do things. There's no right way to come out, and there is no right way to be gay. Some people are like Dan. They don't care what anyone else thinks. I guess to a certain extent you have to be that way. But he lives his life one way and expects everyone else to as well. But you've already made great progress, huh? I mean, you're here and we're talking. Don't let anyone tell you that this is wrong, or bad, or an abomination unto God. He scoffs. Yeah, like a loving guy is like loving a... Oh, sorry. Hiccups. It's from the bad coffee. Yeah, like loving a guy is somehow equivalent to killing or cheating on your spouse. But do it in your own way, at your own pace. Don't let anyone dictate how you come out, or when you come out, or what you do afterwards. That is up to you. He stops talking and looks at you, smiling. That was quite the speech. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Want to watch a movie? The two of you end up watching Babe. God, I haven't seen that in ages. Soon the movie ends. I should go back to lines, but it was good talking to you today, Frankie. We should talk again. I'd like that. I'm not going to say thanks. You're welcome. Message me sometime. He returns his papers and you leave the room. You decide to grab a sandwich for lunch. On your way to the sandwich stand, you pass by what looks like a bake sale. You spot a couple of familiar looking women. Oh, I thought it was going to be the Lizzes. Whoops, something broke. Lee, or maybe it's Ashley, notices you and waves. You walk towards the table. Frankie, right? We're selling baked goods to raise money for our sorority breast cancer research. I guess it explains why everything is covered in pink frosting. I guess it's somewhat stereotypical, but hey, boobs are important. You should buy some brownies. We make the best brownies. Lee looks over the goods on the table. Actually, I think we sold the last ones already. Or maybe Ash ate them. I do like brownies, but I only ate one of them this time. Chocolate chip cookies instead? My friend Monica makes them. No one's sure what she puts in them, but they're delicious. It's weed. They're also not pink, but we do have some pink frosting we can slather on for you. You buy some chocolate chip cookies and decline the frosting. They thank you. You grab a sandwich and sit on the grass to eat your food. As you're eating, you spot the Lizzes, and they also see you. Frankie, hi! Hi, come join me. They sit next to you on the grass. You notice they have burgers. Liz B notices you looking at their food. The fries are blood orange today. I'm afraid to find out if that's two separate things or not. Isn't blood orange like sweet? This game and its food scares me. I still think there's no way they'll serve real blood. Well, they did serve real flies that one time. So how are you, Frankie? I'm doing fine. That's good. The three of you eat in silence. You finish your sandwich and excuse yourself. Bye, Frankie. I found crack cookies. Probably. I wouldn't put it past this school. You walk around campus for a bit. Seeing the lizards reminds you of your conversation with James from this morning. You find yourself wondering if he's still at Q&A. You find him to be somehow calming, in addition to the more obvious reasons you want to spend time with him. Apparently, I'm hot for this guy. You head to the Q&A room to try and find him. Your heart pounds as you walk in, and you're not sure how you're managing to continue moving. The knowledge that you've been there before, and that everyone is friendly at least, helps relieve some of the sense of dread. James doesn't appear to be around. Dan seems to be the only person there, sitting on the couch. Frankie! He walks up to you and gives you a hug. I'm gonna hug him back, why not? I live for hugs. You wrap your arms around him. He actually feels really good. You're not sure if you recognise the scent of his deodorant. He lets go and sits next to you. So what's up? Just here to talk. Or shall we go somewhere more private? You're pretty sure you know what Dan has in mind, but you do still feel extremely uncomfortable in the Q&A room for some reason. No, I'm not gonna say go. Just tell me about yourself. Let's go somewhere. Cuts to black. We end up in a toilet stall. He laughs. So, what do you want to know? My name is Daniel Elizabeth Carlton. I have two older brothers. They're both straight. My parents wanted a daughter, I think, after the two boys, and had me instead. But at least they're going to get that son-in-law they wanted. At least they will if I ever settle down with someone. I'd like that someday. Just haven't met the right guy. I had a boyfriend once, but he dumped me. I'm a creative writing major, sophomore. I want to write books, fiction. Not necessarily dirty fiction, just fiction. I feel like my brain is just full of these ideas, you know? that want to be put on paper and shared. Not all of them dirty. Some of them dirty. He looks at you. Kind of what I'm thinking of right now. I like sex. Prefer to top. Okay, this is really weird. I met you like yesterday, dude. I mean, it's not that. I'm not. I say it's really weird. Have you ever had a bunch of gay people in one room? This is exactly how the conversations go. It's like, right, okay, I just met you. These are all my deepest, darkest secrets. These are all my biggest fears. This is what sex position I like. Oh, by the way, this is my name. Tell me about yourself. You do, in not quite so many words. And he smiles. Well, it's good to meet you, again. No, I don't want to have sex with him, no. I gotta go. Alright, it was good talking to you though. No, the fanfic OGs were the Star Trek fans in the 70s. You know, the whole Mary Sue thing, everything, it all came from them. I know far too much about the history of fanfiction. For some reason. For no reason, I'm taking it up. But hopefully, with less talking next time. I mean, at least this goes straight forward. You don't have to worry about what he could possibly mean, he just tells you it. You decide to head back to your room to study. Adam is still there, working on his paper and eating a sandwich. You spend the rest of the afternoon studying. Soon you figure it's time for dinner. You go to the buffet. For some reason! It's mashed potato bar tonight again. The flavours are strange. They shouldn't ever be strange. They should just taste like mashed potato. You vaguely wonder if this is what they do with the leftover fries from the burger place. Fortunately, or unfortunately, you don't see anyone you know, and quickly finish your meal. You return to your room. Adam is there, leaning back in his chair and wearing headphones. He seems to be asleep. You unlock your computer. Frankie, how was your day? Studying. Worried about these exams. Oh, you'll do fine. You talk to her for a bit, and after a while, Adam startles awake. Huh? What? He sees you. Oh, hey, Frankie. Sorry, I guess I'm more tired than I thought. Only a few days of this paper and studying at least. He yawns. I think I should go to bed though. You decide this is probably a good idea as well. You wish Janet a good night and head off to bed for the night. Monday. You take your calc and physics exams on Monday and Tuesday. Physics was never your best subject, and you find yourself wishing you had studied more. Hey, I had time allocated that I was going to use for studying. It's not my fault that the game didn't give me the options to do studying later on. It was all planned out in my mind. Even calculus ended up being a challenge. You're pretty sure you failed both exams. You meet Hannah for some arcade games on Tuesday, having finished all your homework for the week already. She feels like she did well on her exams. Nikhil and Jake spend the evening doing homework instead, concerned about their exam performance. You miss a call from your parents whilst you're out. You dutifully call them back and manage to get off the phone from them after only an hour. You contact James during the week, but he's always busy with rehearsals. Apparently, his show opens on Saturday. You attempt to buy tickets, but find they're already sold out. You message Dan during the week. You decline his offer to meet up, but still find the conversation interesting. You start to feel like you've misjudged him, until he propositions you again. You decline. Carlos continues to be frustrated with his cast and inability to swim. You try to join him for dinner on Wednesday, but decide to spend the evening doing homework instead. You meet up with Nikhil, Hannah and Jake on the Thursday for a game of Power Grid. You find it nice to be playing board games again. Adam finishes his paper and takes a couple of exams on Thursday. You can tell he feels like he did well. He apologises for being so busy with work recently, but promises you'll do things together again. Friday. You walk out of the calc lecture on Friday to the trees starting to change colour. You find yourself anticipating seeing the bright reds and oranges of fall here. You head back to your room to see what people are up to. You unlock your computer. You have some messages from Hannah. Hey Frankie, looks like Jake and Nikhil are busy tonight. Want to go to the game room? Adam walks in the door. Adam walks in the door with Carlos. Hey Frankie, we're gonna go see a movie. You should join us. You're heading off on homework that you could probably take the evening off. Well, I don't want to see what Dan's up to because he's just going to try and have sex with me again. Do I want to go and see a movie or want to play games? I'm going to go see a movie with my boys. I haven't seen them lately. You follow them out the door. The three of you walk across campus to the theatre. What movie are we seeing? I don't know. I don't think anything's good come out recently. Jackass 2. Oh my god! Jackass 2! Oh, I'm so old! Oh god! Jackass was one of my brother's thing. We watched all of them. We would just have Jackass marathons. Oh dear, I feel so old! Jackass 2 coming out with cinemas! Dude, you would want to see that, wouldn't you? Come on, Chico, it'll be great. I don't think I want to sit through 2 hours of people hitting each other with boards. Well, shame on you, Adam. Jackass 2 was brilliant. Oh my god, open season. Oh my god, it's just, I'm being hit. I'm being actually beaten up by time. Open season, no. My little cousins loved that. Because so they would have been 4 in 2006, and all we watched was those kind of films. Because they lived just up the street from me, so I was always spent time with my cousins. Oh my god! Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Chico, dude, come on, it's like a kid's film. I know, it feels so weird. I'm at uni with people the same age as my baby cousins. And, like, you guys are all grown up, but my cousins, they're always gonna be my baby cousins. Even though one of them, he's literally having a baby. The baby's due in like 2 weeks. I can't believe it. He's all grown up. I can't wait. Sorry. It's just, his babies. He's having a baby. My uncle and his girlfriend are having a baby. And I'm so excited. I've got so many cousins. And, you know, give me more cousins. I've always looked after them and everything, and I love looking after little ones. I love babies. But other than dudes in shopping carts, no such thing. You arrive at the theatre and look up the list of movies. Yeah, I still don't really see anything else interesting. Jackass 2! Yeah, 2-1. Adam size. Fine. You enter the theatre, which is mostly empty. Carlos, this place is basically empty. Why are we watching this? Because it's a banger! Just means we get the best seats to ourselves. You find seats in the back row. So, snacks? Get snacks before you go in the theatre! Milk duds. 1 nachos for you. Frankie, do you want anything? I'm gonna go with popcorn. I'll just get a large for us then. Back in a bit. So how were your exams? I'm pretty sure I failed them. I'm sure you did fine, Frankie. I should study for exams too. I have one coming up in genetics next week. Dominant, recessive, that's what you need to know, right? Confirmed. Back. Short line this time. He hands out the food and takes his seat. Sorry I've been so busy lately. Yeah, what is it with you and being responsible anyway? You should be more like me. My god, now I know why Carlos seems so familiar. He is my brother. That is my brother. He sleeps all the time. He eats all the time. He's constantly with girls. Yeah. And he just breezes through stuff. You know, I love him. He's never studied, but he just breezes on through. Carlos is my brother. And not give a shit? Yeah, Chico, that's where it's at. Adam shakes his head. Dude, we're going to be seniors together at this rate. Well, I'm not failing any of my classes. Yet. Somehow. Carlos shrugs. Sometimes I don't know how we're friends, dude. Aw, you know you love me. He makes kissy faces at Adam. Dude, ew, get it away from me. He's shaking his head but laughing, as Carlos grabs his shoulders and pretends to kiss him on the cheek. The lights dim and the previews start. Prime making out time, Chico. Uh-huh. Too bad you didn't drag some chick along with you, huh? You're going to have to settle for Frankie over there. Oh yeah. Come here, Frankie. Let's get it on. You laugh and playfully push him away. Someone from the audience shushes you. Jeez, it's just the previews, dude. The movie starts. It's surprisingly enjoyable. You're not sure why watching a bunch of guys be dumb is entertaining. It's schadenfreude. It's the same reason why people watch me play games. Because I'm bad. Soon the movie ends. Well, that's 90 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Aw, come on, Chico, it was great. I'm not sure what dictionary you're using. Also, I blame you for this, Frankie. Psh, whatever, Frankie's got great taste. You bet I am. Have words. So, dinner? I found a tortilla chip. You go to the yard and they order the usual pineapple jalapeno pizza. Oh, forgot about this monstrosity. The conversation flows freely, and you're reminded of how you've been missing spending time with Adam. Carlos teases the two of you all night, and you manage to dish it back. Adam tells the two of you to get a room, and Carlos throws his arm around your shoulders and rubs your hair. It feels good. I'm gonna bang Carlos. No, that's weird. I just said he was like my brother. You hope that one day you'll have someone to be close to like that. You're finishing up the pizza, and Carlos contemplates dessert. Get dessert. Get dessert. Carlos laughs. This is true. See, Chico? Frankie knows where it's at. Carlos orders dessert, and Adam gets to check when it comes. Thanks for the food, Chico. Sure. Also, you've got chocolate on your cheek. Just saving it for later. Adam shakes his head, and all of you part ways. You walk with Adam back to your room. It was nice. I'm glad you came along, Frankie. Yeah, thanks for having me. You're quite welcome. I'm glad you and Carlos get along so well. You arrive back at your room. I think I'm going to listen to some music before bed. He sits at his desk and puts on his headphones. Oh yeah, Ed, see, I have a raffle now. Do we need a raffle? Oh yeah, I have to sort some things out with that raffle. But whatever. It'll work eventually when I get around to it. You unlock your computer. Raffle! Hey Frankie, how was your day? Damn it, I thought I had it right that time. You spend some time talking to her, before noticing Adam getting ready for bed. You decide it's probably a good idea for you as well. Don't mind me, I'm just doing something very quickly. Boop. Oh wow, sucks to be you. You decide it's probably a good idea for you as well, yeah. Saturday, September 30th. You wake up early. Oh, I forgot! Saturday! The sun is barely in the sky. You are out of bed and unlock your computer. Surprisingly, you have some messages from Dan. Hey Frankie, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for keep bothering you. I know I come on strongly and I know you're not interested, so I'll leave you alone, but message me sometime if it ever changes. That's awfully nice of him. Adam rolls over and opens his eyes. Morning, Frankie. Why are you saying that weirdly, bro? There's a knock at the door and you open it. Good morning, Frankie, Chico. Loving the pink shirt, my dude. Adam yawns. Dude, what time is it? Color shrugs. Breakfast and running time? Adam sighs, but doesn't protest, and quickly gets dressed. You coming, Frankie? Hey, he got a new shirt! I didn't realize I was invited. Carlos laughs. Dude, Frankie, you're always invited. Gotta love me some Carlos. Yeah. Sounds fun. You head out the door with them. You could go to the yard and get a pancake pizza. Carlos insists on jalapenos. No! No! Even though Adam says they don't go with bacon, you and Adam both veto the pineapple. At least we get agree on something. Carlos, you're banned. I'm not gonna change things with Dad. No. Stop trying to get me laid, Ed. Unless it's in real life. So running after this? Dude, we're gonna be full of food. All the better for burning it off. All the better for projectile vomiting. Or appendicitis. You're not supposed to exercise so soon after eating. Well, excuse me, el doctor. Quiero correr... God, yeah, fuck. Right, I never took Spanish. Quiero correr. Necesito correr. Porque no puedo nadar. Someone's gonna be real mad at me. Adam sighs. I haven't done Spanish since I was like a little kid. I learnt Spanish when I was like 8 and then I dropped it quite quickly. Anyway, let's walk around a bit after breakfast, at least at first. Soon you finish eating. I'm gonna get this one. I'm happy to get it, dude. Actually, Carlos here should get it for dragging us out so early. I can get it. You grab the bill when it arrives over their protests. Well, thank you, Frankie. Should we head out and walk for a bit? Carlos reluctantly joins the two of you for a walk around campus. At least you can still do this. Soon it will be too cold. Yeah, I need to... I keep meaning to relearn German. I didn't remember bits and pieces of my German. But, my plan is to move to Germany, so I should really improve my language skills. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll have a German stream and I'll only be allowed to talk in German. I'll have 0 viewers, but I'll get some good practice in. Gosh, you're loud, aren't you? I don't know. Excuse me, Mr. California. Dude, you're from Costa Rica. Does it even go like below 60 degrees there? 60 degrees. This is very important. This is very important. 60 Fahrenheit to Celsius. It's about 15 degrees Celsius. I mean, that's still kind of cold. I hope you mean Fahrenheit, but not really, no. But you're right, it is a little chilly. He folds his arms in front of himself. Hang on, Carlos, you wanted for us to go for a run, yeah? You're wearing a dress shirt and pants. The three of you walk around campus for a bit. Chico, I need to run, it's too cold for this. Fine, but if our appendices burst, I'm blaming you. Go for a run. Let's go. Sounds good to me. The three of you run around campus for a bit. Adam is faster than you and Carlos, and keeps having to circle back for the two of you. Too slow, dude. Shut up, Chico. You eventually stop for water. You sit on the bench, panting. Adam sits next to you. I'm impressed, Frankie. Carlos sits next to you and throws his arm over your shoulders. Yeah, you sure can run. This is my dream. Yeah, my make-believe reality where I'm good at running. I can run for more than 2 minutes. Slow, deep breaths, if you can. Also, walk around a bit instead of stopping immediately like that. You get up and walk in circles while Carlos watches. I think I'm actually going to hit the gym. Nah, dude, now it's time for sleep. Adam shakes his head. I'll never understand you, dude. Adam heads towards the student center and Carlos heads back towards the house. I find an appendix sticker. It's a cartoon appendix with eyes and a mouth. It's creepy. You consider lunch options. Let's see what fries they've got this time. You head to the burger place. Nikhil's in line ahead of you. Hey, Frankie. Jake went to the buffet. I couldn't stand the place again. Not sure where Hannah is. Hopefully the fries aren't terrible today. The fries, the soy sauce and sesame. I mean, I'll take it. It's not like it's seaweed fish roe deluxe or something. You eat and talk about classes for a bit. Afterwards, you head back to your room. You spend the afternoon finishing up a paper for history. Adam returns partway through the afternoon. You spend the rest of the afternoon playing Tetranet with him. He eventually has to leave for an appointment, and you consider your dinner options. You head to the buffet, grab an empty table, and start eating. Nikhil, Jake, and Hannah walk in and spot you. Hey, Frankie. They grab plates of food and join you. By the way, it's really weird I keep saying my name all the time. I mean, I know I literally entered it myself, but it feels weird. I'm talking to myself directly. Nice coincidence meeting you here. Jake, what is that? Jake is eating what looks like a large glob of neon green and orange cream. I don't know. It's good though. Is that the thing labelled blueberry custard crumble? Probably. That doesn't look like food, man. Also, isn't that dessert? Jake shrugs. It's good. Hannah shakes her head. Look, I've eaten some very questionable things in the past. No. My friend and I have a competition where we eat the weirdest things possible. But no. No. Anyway. You finish your food and all head back to your rooms. Adam's back, listening to music and reading something that doesn't seem to be a textbook. He nods at you when you enter. You unlock your computer. James doesn't appear to be online, which doesn't surprise you when you remember he has an evening show as well tonight. You talk to Janet. So how was your friend's show? Didn't go, couldn't get tickets. Oh, that's sad. How was your day then? She tells you that she's talked to Lisa about Tom and that Lisa has given her her blessing. See? If you get your friend's blessing, then you can. It's fine. Only with your friend's blessing. Otherwise, it's weird and backstabbing. So what's the problem? Ask him out. I'm scared, Frankie. What if he says no? Then he says no. Better than sitting around waiting. Like you're doing. And I'm not sitting around waiting. Sure you're not. You talk some more before deciding it's time for bed. Adam takes off his headphones when he notices you getting changed. Bed? I think so. I'm just gonna finish this chapter. It's been a while since I've just read for fun. He turns on his desk light. But good night. You crawl into bed and quickly fall asleep. Sunday. Already into October. You wake up a little later Sunday morning than Saturday. Adam is still asleep, snoring softly in his bed. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. Janet seems to be offline. You vaguely wonder if he's going to ask out Tom today. You consider your options for the day. You could play games with Jake, Hannah and Akil. James is probably busy all day with his show still. You could see if Carlos is free for something. You could also wait for Adam to wake up to see if he's free. Well, I already said I'm up to date with my homework. What am I gonna do for fun? Let's find Carlos. You get dressed and head for the house. If I have to suddenly run off, it's because I've gone downstairs to stab my flatmate's football. Because they keep kicking it and it keeps hitting my window. Bearing in mind I'm on the second floor. And it keeps whacking into my window. And if they do it again, I've told them I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to stab it. Just in case I do need to run. Anyway, let's go find Carlos at the house. The front door of the house is open when you get there. You knock, but no one answers. Dude, what house are you staying in? Are we in the same court? Actually, ours is just a couple of guys kicking the ball around. I'm in Beaumont Hall. You're in Glebe? I'm in Knighton! No way! Yeah, I'm literally over the back. Wow, I didn't realise. Hi! Hi neighbour, just in time for us both to leave. Let's go in and find Carlos. You walk into the building. Elliot is passed out in the entryway, the scent of alcohol around him. He seems to be breathing though. You make your way to the common room. The common room is filled with people, men and women, in various states of undress. They all seem to either be asleep or passed out. The stench of vomit and alcohol fills the air. You look around but don't see Carlos. You do see more of Lee and Ashley that you ever needed to though. You head back outside and over to the I keep saying the basketball court. I'm trying to say baseball. Carlos is there, shooting a basketball with one arm. It doesn't seem to be going very well. He looks surprised to see you. Hey Frankie, what are you doing here? Surprised you're not passed out too. He shrugs. I wasn't here. I don't drink, really. It doesn't seem worthwhile. At least, not in excess. Good boy, Carlos. So, what are you doing here? Look at you. Well, here I am. I was going to go get some breakfast. I think Chef has passed out somewhere here too. So is Chef just like one of the other guys in the house? He just like takes it on himself to cook? Or is he like the designated chef? You should join me. The two of you head to the yard. Pancake pizzas are the best thing. I don't know why other places don't have them. It's because they're an abomination, Carlos. So, pineapple jalapeno? You decline the pineapple jalapeno, but he instead orders a sausage and bacon pancake pizza. That does sound good. It sounds like it's gonna give me a heart attack, but it sounds good. So, you're up early. Woke up and couldn't fall back asleep. Frankie, when that happens, you just lie there. Better to fall asleep than to be up. Weren't you up really early yesterday? He shrugs. Had to clear my head, and now it's clear. The food soon arrives. The two of you eat in silence, and he pays when the bill comes. I should probably get back to the house. Some of the guys are probably up by now, and we really have to clean. But, good to have breakfast with you. He heads back to the house, and you head back to your room. Adam's awake when you return, working on some homework. Hey Frankie. I'm probably just doing homework this morning, but you're welcome to join me for lunch at the house. Assuming the house is still there. I think they had a party last night. Yeah, sounds good. Awesome. You spend the rest of the morning doing physics. Soon Adam stretches and looks at you. Ready for lunch? The two of you head to the frat house. The house smells like bleach and cleaner when you return. You find it a distinct improvement from the scent of alcohol from earlier in the morning. Hey Adam. He throws Adam a brush. You and Frankie can go scrub the dining room. Dude, this place is disgusting. Steve shrugs. Also, bitch, we weren't here. You clean up yourself. Successful party last night. You follow Adam to the dining room. The room is in worse shape than the common room. Blah blah, can you read it? Ed, I can't delete a message. The room is in worse shape than the common room was this morning. At least there aren't any passed out people here anymore. Adam sighs. I'm getting too old for this. I hope no one died last night from alcohol poisoning. Carlos walks into the room carrying a mop and bucket. Hey Chico. Dude, how can you stand this? Carlos shrugs. Judy calls. He starts mopping the floor. Dude, we have to clean the tables first, or you're just gonna have to mop again. Right. He grabs a brush from the corner. Frankie, you probably want to get lunch elsewhere. You really shouldn't have to help with this mess. And it doesn't look like it's going to be finished anytime soon. I found the scrubbing brush. You head to the buffet for lunch. Hannah, Nikhil and Jake are already there. Hey Frankie. You sit down with them. So what are our afternoon plans? I should probably do some homework. Yeah, that's a good idea. Stupid responsibility. We could go work together in the library. I can do that. Let's go steady with them. Sounds good. You finish eating and leave to grab your work from your room. Adam isn't in the room when you arrive, so you grab some books and papers and head to the library. Thank you, Ed. You meet them at the library and set up your work. You spend... My link isn't working still! You spend the afternoon doing physics calc problems, the company and eye candy. Apparently I've got a thing for Jake as well now. It's nice though. Nikhil runs and grabs sandwiches for everyone and you work through dinner. You manage to get quite a bit done. I found calculus notes, page 2. Soon it's dark outside and you all head back to your rooms. So Adam was tired. He nods at you when you enter before closing his eyes again. You unlock your computer. Frankie, I asked Tom out and he said yes, we're going on a date tomorrow. Well done, Janet, I'm proud of you. Putting yourself out there. That's awesome, I'm happy for you. So how was your day? You talk to her for a while until Adam pulls off his headphones. He shakes his head. I'm sorry, I'm just really tired. Cleaning up vomit all day is not my idea of a good time. You shouldn't have had to, dude! You weren't at the party! I'm just gonna go to bed. He goes to bed and you wish Janet good night as well. Sleep comes easily. Monday. Monday starts off uneventfully. You sit in your programming lecture with Jake, Hannah and Nikhil and watch Professor Lee talk about sorting. At the end, Jake quickly leaves without saying anything to you. Hey, Nikhil? Frankie? Yeah? Are you doing anything tonight? Homework? Why? Yeah, just homework. She nods. Jake wants to talk to the two of you after classes in that grassy area. Works for me. Yeah. Good. Thanks. The rest of your day proceeds quickly and you soon find yourself meeting up with Hannah and Jake. Jake looks like he's shaking. Hey, Frankie. Are you okay, baby boy? Yeah, thanks. Nikhil soon arrives. Hey, sorry I'm a little late. I got caught up at the end of class. He looks at Jake. Jake, you okay, man? Jake looks at him. I have to go. He turns to leave. Jacob John Jacobson! That's not my name. I know, but I don't know your real name. Natasid. Okay then. Natasid John Jacobson! Close enough. You're not leaving here until you say what you were going to say. If you don't, I will, and I don't think you're going to like that very much. Okay. He takes a deep breath. He stares at the ground. Jake, it's fine, seriously. You're not failing your classes or something, right? No, I'm not failing my classes. Shush, Nikhil. No, I like, men? There's silence. Me too. Me too, my dude. Don't worry about it. It's cool. With solidarity here. Somehow, expressing agreement was easier than saying the words. But you can still feel your heart racing. Hannah stares at you. Nikhil starts laughing. Jake, dude, I thought you were gonna say you were dying or something. But, I'm getting close. Oh. Not much makes me angry. I'm very sorry for being in a bad mood with this stream. Oh my god, I gotta breathe. Keep hitting my window. If they break my window and I have to pay for damages before I leave by week's end, and it's gonna mess up and break my plants as well, I'm not gonna be happy. I don't like being angry. It's very rude. I don't tolerate rudeness. So cool, I guess, for both of you? Jake visibly relaxes. Can you hear it in my mic? Can you hear it being picked up? It's literally shaking through my floor. Oh, it's just rude. They're not even part of our flats. They're from Glebe. Go over to Glebe. You take him instead. I don't want him. As long as we're having a coming out party here, I should say that I'm straight. Jake nods as if he's been expecting that. You think he still seems a little disappointed though. Hannah laughs. Ah, me too. I'm straight too. Yeah, it's mine. It's mine. It's my window. my window. There are 5 blocks in this green outside. There are 5 blocks, each with what, like 4 or 5 windows along each block, and somehow they hit mine every time. I found a rainbow pencil. So, thanks for coming, all. Really though, I'm happy for you both. I'm kind of glebe facing. There's another building between me and glebe. There's my building, another building, and then it's glebe. Anna and Nikhil leave to do homework. Jake sticks around for a bit. Hey, awesome. So, I'll see you for games sometime. You bid him goodbye. I also found a silver pendant. Oh, I wanted to see what that was, never mind. I returned to my room. Adam is there, reading a textbook. He looks up at you as you enter. Hey, Frankie. You unlock your computer. I was gonna say Jesse. I haven't even watched Pokemon since I was a kid. What? James seems to be online. Hey. Any plans? Tired from the weekend. Sorry. Maybe some other night. Feel better. You have some messages from Janet. Frankie, date night tonight. I'm so nervous. He's gonna love you. Don't be nervous. Also, I came out to Jake, Hannah, and Nikhil today. Congrats, Frankie, that's awesome. 1 minute. I'm so sorry about that. It normally takes a lot. Well, it does take a lot for me to get angry. Turns out I can legally get in trouble for stabbing their football, which was my initial plan. I did warn them, so I mean, you know. But still, I could get in trouble, so instead I just went downstairs and I yelled at them. And I don't like yelling. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's continue. I don't like being grumpy or angry, but just, keep the ball on the ground. You know, don't purposely aim for the roofs, especially when you keep hitting my window. Breathe. Just gotta breathe. Gotta breathe. It's okay. It's okay. I'm an angry little bunny today. It's hot. I'm annoyed. Don't mess with me. Just want to play my game. It was my yelling, okay? It was raised voice, right. I pulled out the mum strings. I just want to play my gay game, my gay little game, alright? You talk to her for a while before she has to leave for her date. You spend the rest of the evening doing homework. And an accidental transition there. Sorry. You grab a sandwich for dinner. Oh, something. I have a sandwich. Janet messages you later, telling you that the date went well and gushing all about Tom. You're extremely happy for her. Soon, you decide it's time for bed. You sleep well. Tuesday. Oh wow, I haven't gone on to a Tuesday in a while. Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday fly by. Classes are uneventful. Janet continues gushing to you about Tom. They go on the second date on Thursday. You are still extremely happy for her. You don't see Carlos much during the week, although he does stop by your room to drag Adam to dinner for a couple of nights. You decline the invitation. Although the thought that that house could still smell like vomit turns your stomach. Jake, Hannah and Nikhil unfortunately find their evenings filled with homework. The three of you manage to grab a quick dinner together on Wednesday. They say that you should play games with them on Friday. You message James to see if he's freed up now that his show started. He mostly just seems tired instead and declines to meet up with you. Friday. You head back to your room after classes. You unlock your computer. Frankie, date night last night was amazing. How are you? Not bad. You talk to Janet for a while before figuring you should head for dinner. You decide to go to the buffet. You look around for a table and see Jake, Hannah and Nikhil sitting at one. They wave at you to join them. Hey Frankie. This was a mistake. Why did I agree to this? How did you get me to agree to this? Jake laughs. But you like the buffet. Sometimes, when it's actually serving food, I don't think Hawaiian pig roast night qualifies as food. But roast pig? The thing isn't pig, man. He stares at a large carcass rotating on a spit in the corner. I'm not even sure that's meat. Jake and Nikhil argue over the pig, and Hannah laughs, and you find yourself genuinely glad to have these people as friends. You finish eating and head off back to your room. Adam is there, working on some homework. You join him, spending the rest of the evening doing homework. Adam eventually yawns and stands. But dude, shave and get a new shirt. They just hit my window again. I'm normally so much more put together than this. I'm not an angry person. I swear I'm not an angry person. I just don't like rudeness. Well, that was a productive night. Probably off to bed though. You decide this is a good idea as well. You have your most restful night all week. Saturday! You startle awake Saturday morning from a dream about Adam. Ooh! He's naked after a shower and making out with you. I guess I don't find him unattractive. Look, my goal in this game is to either have sex with Carlos or Adam. It's still mostly dark outside. Adam snores softly from his bed. You lay there for a while, staring at the ceiling and willing yourself to fall asleep again. Eventually you succeed and drift back to sleep. Still, Saturday. When you wake up again, the sun is up, and Adam is awake and doing homework at his desk. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. Frankie, Tom and I are officially dating. What were you doing before? What you were doing before wasn't dating? I mean, we were going on dates, but not dating. Well, congrats then. I'm happy for you. Your phone rings and you jump at the noise. It's your parents. Frankie, sweetie, how have you been? We haven't talked to you all week. Did we wake you up? It's not that early, is it? He's a couple of hours ahead. So how are you doing? How are classes? Have you met a girl yet? For some reason, your heart drops at the question. Jake's recent bravery makes you wonder if it's time to tell your parents. Let's talk to him. Oh, did you notice what your... Honey, let him talk. Sorry, I just have a lot of... Frankie, what is it? Oh my god, I wish my... No. This is gonna make me cry. You take a deep breath. Frankie, we love you. You can tell us anything. You're not failing your classes, are you? I love that. The whole thing of, oh, we don't care if you're gay, just as long as you're not failing. You need to study harder. Honey. Right, I'm sorry. What is it? You sit there, the words stuck in your throat. You didn't notice Adam and jump when his hand touches your back. He smiles at you and nods. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. There's silence. Oh, bless you, Adam. You're a good friend. I want an Adam. You feel like Adam's hand on your back is the only thing keeping you grounded in reality. Well then, have you met a guy yet? I bet there's some cute ones there. Honey. Sorry, I like to know what my boy is up to. You can practically see your dad shaking his head over the phone. Frankie, we love you. We'll always love you. Excuse me, I'm gonna need a minute. I'm gonna need a minute, guys. You must look relieved or something, because Adam smiles at you again and returns to his desk. I won't pretend I understand. See, this is more my dad. Here we go. Dear? Well, I don't. But that doesn't change the fact that you're our son, and we'll always love and support you. And that's where the similarities end. You know, the whole I don't understand, that was it. That was my dad, and then everything else was just, no, there's someone else. You feel a tear fall off your nose. You hadn't even realised you were crying. You laugh out of relief. I haven't met anyone, but I have a lot of good friends that have been supportive of me. That's good. So Frankie, tell us about your calculus professor. Is he still bringing those ridiculous umbrellas to class? The conversation goes well from there, and soon your dad is dragging your mom off the phone. Bye, sweetie. Bye, Frankie. We love you. Tell your history professor, you sigh. That was quite a conversation. You feel an immense sense of relief as well. I found a rainbow flag. Boop. For hanging or display. Adam. Oh, I've got an achievement. Nothing but love. Adam turns to you grinning. Your parents sound like quite the handful. Also, I'm sorry. I couldn't help but overhear. And congrats. That's a big step, dude. I bet it feels good. He returns to his work, and you return to your chat with Janet. Sorry, here. Parents just called, and I just came out to them. Frankie, I'm so happy for you. You talk to her for a bit before she excuses herself to go shopping with Lisa. You consider your options for the day. I did say I had some homework to do. I'm going to do my homework. You spend the morning knocking out homework assignments. Physics still gives you problems, doesn't it all? A few hours later, Adam stands and stretches. Plans for lunch? You're welcome to join us at the house. You figure you don't have any better plans, so you get dressed and head out to the house with him. Entryway is empty when you arrive. Adam finds Carlos in the common room, playing Geometry Wars, and together you head to the dining room. The dining room is already filled with people. You get in line with Carlos and Adam. It smells like burgers. Looks like it too, and since it isn't that weird place on campus, I'm actually going to assume it is burgers. The food turns out to be burgers, hot dogs, fries, and pasta salad. Oh, sounds good. The fries are plain, plain, lightly salted fries. I can't talk anymore. You find it a refreshing change from the usual place. The three of you find a table together. So, what are you up to this afternoon, Carlos? I don't know, relaxing. You don't have an exam coming up in genetics? Probably. Shouldn't you study for it? Probably. Adam shakes his head. Help me out here, Frankie. Come study in our place, my dude. Aw, Frankie, you too? Adam laughs. Frankie here is actually responsible. I found a hot dog sticker. After lunch, the three of you head back to your room. But it's so nice outside, Chico. You just said it was too cold to be out. Well, that was before I had to study. I swear, I don't know how you haven't failed all your classes yet. Carlos sighs and sits on your bed with his book. Adam looks over it. Dude, is this the right book? He looks up the class website. I think that's your anatomy textbook, dude. He sighs and grabs a book from his desk and hands it to Carlos. Read. Let's just chill and do homework. You spend the afternoon doing homework with Adam and Carlos. Soon, Carlos decides it's time for dinner. Adam looks at the clock. Already? It's like 6. It's 5:30. That's like 6. Adam sighs. Fine, let's go to the house. Carlos jumps off the bed and grabs his coat, almost tripping in the process. Dude, be careful, you don't need both arms in a cast. Don't remind me. The three of you head to the house together. The food isn't quite ready yet, so you grab a table and just sit together. So, how's your dating life, Adam? Non-existent right now? You need to find yourself a girl, Chico, even if it's just for their night. Or 2. 2 girls or 2 nights? Yes. What about the twins? Dude, those twins are crazy. Carlos shrugs. Pussy is pussy. Carlos! You do what makes you happy, dude. But I think I'd prefer a little less crazy. Yeah. Another tip from Uncle Frankie. Never stick your dick in crazy. It's not worth it. Robert sits down next to you. Well, look who it is. Robert. Planning a threesome later? Who's the woman tonight? Goodbye, Robert. He laughs. You won't get rid of me that easily, Pruitt. He looks at you. I bet you're the girl, huh? Down on all fours and begging. Oh, I don't want to say this with my mouth. Down on all fours and begging for it like a dog. Maybe Salas will let you suck his dick if you're good. I bet you like that. I hate this guy. I hate it, and I hate that he makes me say these words. Dude, what's the matter, Salas? Salas? Your boyfriend getting you all hot and bothered? Adam grabs your shirt and pulls you out of the room. This way, Frankie. He looks at Carlos. Carlos, let's go, dude. Oh, Ed, you don't know the half of it with this Robert dude. He's such an asshole. The things he has made me say. Dude, it's okay. Calm down before you strain something. Carlos paces around the room, angrily muttering in Spanish. Please don't make me talk in Spanish again. Dude, come on. Let's get pizza. The three of you head to the yard. You're quickly seated at the table and you sit in silence. So, what's his problem anyway? You two've never really gotten along, and ever since you went out of your way to antagonize him, he's an ass, Chico. Well, yes. Carlos sighs. I don't know why he gets to me so much. Adam shrugs. He teases everyone about being gay. We're just the easier target, I guess. Sometimes I wonder if he's compensating for something. The foon soon arrives. Can't beat peppers and pineapple. You said it. You pick off most of the peppers, and Carlos happily eats them for you. Soon, you finish eating. Split. That works. The three of you split the bill. Carlos heads back to the house, while you and Adam head back to your room. I found pineapple sticker. You unlock your computer. I think I bought too much. Tom took both of us out for ice cream. It was really nice. I'm glad he and Lisa still get along. That's really good, yeah. I'm glad it's not awkward. Yeah. I was worried it would be weird, but everything seems to be fine. You talk to her for a bit and work on some calculus problems before deciding you should head to bed. Adam switches on his desk lamp when he sees you getting changed. Good night. You fall asleep quickly. Sunday. You wake up reasonably early Sunday morning. The sun is out and Adam is sitting at his desk reading. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. Janet doesn't seem to be online yet, and James is also not online. You consider your options. Adam stands and grabs his gym bag. I think I'm headed to the library to get some work done, and then to the gym. See you this afternoon? I'll see what the gang is up to. Adam heads out to the library. Hey. Hey. Any plans? Just homework this morning. I think Nick's busy too. Hannah might be free. Hey. Hey, Frankie. Plans? Should do some homework, but I don't want to. Game room? Play games. Sounds good. See you there. Oh, this is a cool game room. You and Hannah meet in the game room. Hey, Frankie. Dance Dance Revolution? Jake plays this. He's really good. We should play with him sometime. You play DDR with her for a while. It's harder than it looks. Foosball? She, once again, beats you soundly. After scoring yet another goal, she stops and looks at you. Do you think Nikhil likes me? I really couldn't say. I feel silly because I went through all this with Jake, but at least this time I know Nikhil likes women. I just don't know if he likes me. She shakes her head. Sorry, I should just talk to him. But it was still nice to tell someone, I guess. Anyway, again? You play another few rounds of foosball before she declares it's lunchtime. The two of you take advantage of the unusually warm weather to grab some sandwiches and eat them on the grass. Egg salad is still the best sandwich. I'm glad this place has good egg salad. Now, best sandwich, chicken and stuffing sandwich. Hands down. Put your best sandwich in chat. The two of you soon finish your finish your food. I think I'm going to go back and get some work done. Oh, talking for so long. Ugh, my throat is dying. But thanks, Frankie. It was a fun morning. Bread sandwich. Ooh, tandoori chicken sandwich. Oh, that does sound good. She heads back to her room and you head back to yours. I got an 8-ball. Oh, not a magic 8-ball, just an 8-ball. You unlock your computer. Hey Frankie, sick of work. Games? No, I've been playing games. I need to do my homework. My god, this is literally my life. You spend the afternoon working on econ and physics homework. You get a good amount done, despite the subject matter. I found econ notes, page 3. I should get an achievement sometime soon, which is just nerd, go the fuck outside. Soon you start thinking about dinner. You decide to grab a burger and enjoy the unusually nice weather. Fries are pineapple and jalapeno. My god, they follow me everywhere. You think that Adam and Carlos would really like the fries today, but you pass on them. You get a burger and sit on the grass eating it. Dan walks by and notices you. Hey Frankie. Frankie sits next to you. How have you been? Is that a state? It looks like it might be a state. I can't remember what they said, where they said we are. I know we're not in Arizona, because apparently I'm from Arizona. We're somewhere that snows in the winter. So I'm going to say East Coast. Somewhere. How you been? I'm pretty good. We should have food sometime. I was gonna say sounds good. Don't put any implications on it that it might be like a date. No. Otherwise it just makes things weird. Good. Anyway, I need to get going, but enjoy your food. He leaves you to finish eating without further interruption. You head back to your room. Adam, Carlos and Elliot are there talking. Carlos is sitting on your bed and seems a little nervous. Hey Frankie. Anyway, thanks for the company, Carlos and Adam, but I should probably get going. He stretches and Carlos stares at his hands, looking strangely awkward. Want to head back, Carlos? He nods and slides off your bed. Sure. I'll see you two tomorrow. I'm worried about my boy. You know, he's been acting nervous and everything a lot lately. The two of them head out and Adam watches them go, a strange expression on his face. He shakes his head and smiles at you. Sorry, hi, never mind. I should probably get some more studying done, but I hope you had a good day. Adam turns back to his desk and you unlock your computer. And he unlocks your computer. It's like, whoa, Adam, boundaries. Frankie, I don't know what to do about Tom. I thought things were going well. They are. I don't know if I should sleep with him. Do it feel you've been dating for a week? I don't know what that is. You spend some time talking to her. You're not sure your conversation really helps, but she seems happy just to talk to you. Soon you figure it's time for bed. You sleep well that night. Bright and early Monday morning. The next week flies by. You find out that you have some midterms in most of your classes the following week. You're doing decently in all your classes and would like to do well on these exams too. You spend most of your evening studying with Jake, Hannah and Nikhil in Nikhil and Jake's room. You're so far ahead on your homework that you're actually able to throw yourself into studying. See? It's good, guys. Keep on top of things. Hannah doesn't seem to have talked with Nikhil yet. You're slightly relieved that there isn't any drama there yet. You don't see much of Carlos or Adam. Apparently Adam managed to convince Carlos to actually study for his exams as well. It's a miracle. You see Liz B on Wednesday, manning a table for Q&A. You avoid her and find out later October 11th is National Coming Out Day. You're not sure how you feel about that, but you find yourself relieved it wasn't Liz G or Dan at the table instead, yelling at everyone to be out and proud. You message James a few times during the week. He tells you he's busy with classes now that his weekends are filled with shows. You don't manage to meet up during the week. Yeah, it's difficult even for me to imagine now, and I've only been out about everything really for maybe 7 years. And even then, it took me a long time to actually just be able to casually be like, oh yeah, you know, this is me, whatever. And I kind of knew whilst I was at school, but I wouldn't be caught dead, you know. I supported like LGBT groups and, you know, the good fights and whatnot. But no, not me. No, me? No way, not possible. And yeah, 2000s was a weird time for all that stuff. I mean, even in the like, it's not even really next generation, but like people who are 18 and everything now, because I went back to college last year to finish my A-levels after a gap from being ill, and they were all just really chill. So I mean, I was obviously a mature student. I was the only adult there. The rest of them were like 16, 17-year-olds. And they were like, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so's gay, or I'm bi, and I'm this, and they were chill, you know. They didn't really have to come out. They were like, oh yeah, this is just me. That's cool. And I mean, God, when I was at school and college, you didn't hear about people being trans, really. Or, you know, definitely no one would have come out, you know, to the peers. But, you know, I went up and I was like, hey, you know, being an adult now, I was like, yeah, I'm this. And there were these teenagers going, oh, cool, awesome. What next, you know, homework kind of thing. And it didn't bother. And the shift is amazing. You know, it's such a big difference. And obviously I'm playing this, we're looking at this now, going, you know, why are you so worried? I mean, yeah, people are still worried about coming out and all that. It's, you know, it's no problem. It is a big thing. Understanding yourself and coming to like self-realizations and self-actuations. But bearing in mind that this game is set in 2006 as well adds a whole other level. Oh yeah, God! It's especially if you come out like as bi or something like that. There's a lot more. It's weird. It seems to be more stigma with that, because then everyone's like, "Oh no, we're all a target." It's like, no, settle down. You're not that hot. Right, you don't manage to meet up during the week. Janet keeps you updated on her and Tom. Things seem to be going really well between the two of them, although she hasn't slept with him yet. It makes you feel the lack of a boyfriend even more. Friday, October 13th. That's the only unlucky day. Everyone thinks that Friday the 13th in general is unlucky. It's actually meant to be a lucky day because Friday is associated with Frigga or Freya in Asatru, and it's meant to be a day for happiness and fertility and joy, and Friday the 13th was supposed to be a big celebration for Freya, and obviously, you know, the Christianization of the world. You know, anything pagan was bad, so Friday the 13th was now unlucky in general, but the big reason why Friday the 13th of October is actually meant to be unlucky is because that's the day that the Masons were slaughtered by the church. So all of the Friday the 13th are lucky. It's just only in October it's unlucky. The more you know. You walk out of the calc collector on Friday, eager to continue studying. You head back to your room and quickly drop off stuff to check in with Jake, Hannah, and Nikhil. You head to the library I tidy up my room as well, apparently. You head to the library to meet up with Hannah, grabbing a sandwich on the way. Jake and Nikhil join later, after their classes end. Soon it's late, and everyone heads back to their rooms to sleep. You sleep surprisingly well that night. Saturday! You wake up fairly early on Saturday. Adam, surprisingly, is already awake and studying. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. Hey, Frankie, Jake wants to go to buffet. You want to come? Sounds good. See you there, son. Any interest in the buffet, Adam? Hey, he shaved. Good on you, my dude. He shrugs. Why not? Well, I guess there are quite a few reasons, but it has been a while. You quickly get dressed and the two of you head to the buffet. Nikhil, Jake and Hannah are already there. Hey, Adam. The five of you check out the buffet. I'm still amazed at how good their breakfast is. Some of these foods are actually harder to make than pizza, and they always screw that up. We came here once for dinner and their pizza was edible. I'm shocked. You help Jake carry his plates of food back to the table, and the rest of you sit and mostly just watch him eat. Adam shakes his head. Dude, I don't know where it all goes. Your anatomy makes no sense. Jake shrugs, finishing up another plate of pancakes and eggs. Should we do some studying this morning? Library? Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. Always study with a group. Study group. I need to grab my notes anyway at the room. All of you depart to your rooms. You walk back to yours with Adam. You quickly grab your notes and books and head to the library. You spend the rest of the morning reviewing notes and your textbooks with Jake, Hannah and Akil. Well, I said the wrong order, whatever. I found Econ Notes, page 4. I'm going to be top of my class in Econ. Soon it's lunchtime, and the four of you decide to grab burgers. The fries are durian and... what the hell is a durian? Very important. Durian. Oh! Oh my god, no! So durian are... wait. Are these? Oh wait, no, I don't. Give me a second. This is very important, I promise. These spiky fruit things. Yeah, I tried them once. I was like, they're like sickly sweet. Oh, go away. There you go. I don't know if I highly doubt it, and I kind of hope that none of you have ever had to have like the radioactive drink that before an MRI, like so that they can like trace your gastrointestinal system. But it tastes kind of like those fruit, and it's just sickly sweet, almost chemically sweet, and it's bad. No. That and sour cream? No. No thanks. I'm good. Ew. What? Did you just say ew? I hate durian. Oh my god, something Jake won't eat! Who are you, and what have you done with Jake? There are foods I don't like. Nacho cheese and motor oil. I like cheese. Hannah shakes her head. You all get burgers and walk to the student centre to eat. Durian smells so bad it's illegal to eat them in public places and sing. Maybe I didn't eat a durian. Maybe I didn't eat a durian. Durian. Fruit. I got it in Asda. Yeah, it says world's smelliest snack. I definitely ate something like this and I found it in Asda. I don't think it smelled that bad. In which case, I don't know what I ate. I ate something that looked like it. You discuss exams and homework over food. You soon finish eating and head back to your rooms to study. Adam is there when you return, reading a textbook. Hey Frankie, just studying? You nod. Yeah, always a good thing to do. You spend the afternoon studying for midterms. I found physics notes, page 4. Can I have a copy of them, please? Soon you decide it's time for dinner. You and Adam grab sandwiches and return to the room to eat them over more studying. You unlock your computer. Janet is online, and the two of you talk for a while about life and things. Soon you decide it's time for bed. You sleep well. No awkward sex dreams, hopefully. Oh, well, I couldn't even tell. You lie there, staring at the ceiling, thinking about how you should really study for day, and dreading your first of exams tomorrow. You roll out of bed and unlock your computer. More studying today? Library? Also, what's up with Hannah and Nick? No, you don't ask someone out just before exams. You wait until all that stress is done and out the window. Don't know. Are they dating? Don't know. But library sounds good. You quickly get dressed. You head out to the library, leaving Adam to sleep. Jake, Hannah and Akil are already there when you arrive. Hey Frankie. You sit on the empty side of the table and pull out your notes. You spend the morning reviewing programming and physics with Jake, Hannah and Akil. Soon Hannah is yawning and Akil stands and stretches. Food? I like food. Motor oil? I like motor oil. To eat? I like eating. Hannah shakes her head. What are we going to do with you? Get him some fries. Fries! Watch them be truffle oil and antifreeze flavoured. I can go grab a bunch of burgers if you all want to stay here. She leaves with your cards. I'm actually mildly curious as to what flavour they'll be today. I am too. It's the only reason I keep choosing to go back to that burger place. I want to see what weird fries they come up with. Hannah soon returns. The fries are different colours, all bright and vivid. Fries! Guess what they are? Jake takes a green one. Lime? Hannah shrugs and tries a blue one. Raspberry? Are these fruit flavoured fries? Jello, but yes. These are good. I don't know how I feel about these. I guess they're less weird than usual. The rest of you eat your burgers and watch Jake eat rainbow coloured fries. I found a collectible. Blue raspberry jello. In a fry. You soon finish eating. I should probably go do some homework in my room. I could possibly study more, but yeah, that sounds reasonable. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. We can try meeting up for dinner and studying some more then. Study. We'll see you later, hopefully. You head to your room. Adam is there studying. Why are you on my side of the room? Get back over there! Hey Frankie. You spend the afternoon reviewing notes. It's extremely useful. I found physics notes, page 5. Carlos walks in a couple of hours later. Hey Chico, Frankie. Dinner? I should study. You should eat. At some point, yes. So, dinner? I really shouldn't. I should finish cramming. You can cram, Chico, food, into your mouth. You unlock your computer. Hey, dinner? Thinking buffet. Do I go with Carlos or with Jake? I'm gonna go with Carlos. Not tonight, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Jake. See you another time. Dinner sounds good. Great. You two go ahead. I'll join in a bit. Let me finish reviewing this chapter. You and Carlos leave for the house. Elliot sits in the entryway talking to Steve. Hey Frankie. He smiles at Carlos. Come join us for dinner. I actually have a date tonight. I should probably go get ready. Good luck, man. Steve winks at Elliot and heads up the stairs. I think the food is almost ready. Let's go find a table. The three of you find a table and find seats. A hush falls over the room as Robert walks in. Oh, fuck this guy! He looks around the room, notices the three of you, and makes a beeline for you. What's this? Circle jerk time? Are you all missing Adam's cock? Carlos grits his teeth and stares at the table. Elliot shakes his head. Just because your little brother likes cock doesn't mean he's broken, Robert. Wow! Robert narrows his eyes at Elliot. Where'd you hear that? He's the same person he's always been. Shut up. You can't take your frustrations out on people like this. I know it's scary, but you have to be supportive of him, dude. He told you because he loves you. Shut up. He needs you, especially now. Especially with the way your parents are reacting. You love him. I know you do, so show him that. Shut up. Elliot stands and stares Robert in the eyes. You know I'm right. It just scares you that you don't know what to do. Because you feel like you want to try and fix him, but you're not sure what happens next. But the next thing you know, Elliot is on the ground and Robert is on top of him, yelling at him to shut up and punching his face. Carlos just sits and stares, petrified. A bunch of other guys in the room start yelling at Robert, but you get the feeling he doesn't hear them. Pull Robert off of Elliot. You jump to your feet and try to grab Robert's arms or torso. This just seems to enrage him more. You take an elbow to the head and everything goes black. Yikes. Oh fuck, what did I do? You wake up a short while later in the Don't take me to the hospital! We're in America! Carlos and Adam are sitting nearby. Frankie! Frankie dude, are you alright? You are? Okay, Frankie. They ran some tests. No damage. Adam shakes his head. Right, but are you okay? You probably have one hell of a headache. You do, in fact, have one hell of a headache. You ask about Elliot, and the two of them stare at each other. Well, he's alive. Get that guy off campus! He's in surgery. Yeah. Carlos stares at the floor. Adam rubs Carlos's back. I guess they're gonna have to wait and see. He shakes his head. Robert is, really strong. Carlos makes an inhuman noise and shudders. Adam puts an arm around his shoulder and pulls him against him. Dude, it'll be fine. He bites his lip and stares at the floor, and you know he's lying. But Carlos seems to accept this. Anyway, I don't think there's anything else we can do here tonight. I'll get the nurse and we can get you released and back home to rest. Adam leaves and Carlos stares at his hands. I'm gonna give him a hug. You sit up and stand, which takes a remarkable amount of effort. Carlos watches you as you stand next to him and hug him. He's now down there. He shudders and his hand finds your back, holding you tightly. Thanks, Frankie. I'm glad you're okay. You sit back down on the edge of the bed and he stands beside you. Adam returns with a nurse, who makes you sign some papers and gives you a prescription for painkillers. She seems to dislike the idea of you walking home and only acquiesces when Carlos and Adam promise to walk with you the entire way. The three of you head back to your room. So, Robert got arrested. Good! Carlos laughs a choked laugh. Adam shrugs. I mean, I guess that's pretty obvious, but I figured Frankie didn't know, or whatever. He falls silent. Carlos doesn't say anything either. It's an awkward walk home. You eventually get back to your room. Adam offers you some aspirin, which you gratefully take. Chica, do you, mind if I stay the night? Dude, of course not. Take the bed. Carlos shakes his head. Floor is fine. I don't want to deal with things right now. Adam orders you to the bed. You're all too happy to oblige. Adam throws some coats and shirts on the ground as a makeshift pillow, and Carlos goes up on the floor, fully clothed. You somehow manage to quickly fall asleep. A concussion will do that to you, dude. I found aspirin. Monday morning. You wake up to your alarm Monday morning. Carlos stirs on the floor. You quickly shut it off and sit up. Your head still hurts. Adam rolls over and looks at you from his bed. Any better, Frankie? You nod. Good. Carlos stands and stretches. I guess I should go take some exams or something. I'm sure you could get them moved. Carlos shakes his head. I don't know if we know Robert's brother. I have a feeling maybe we do, but we don't know it's his brother. But no, we haven't been officially introduced to this guy. But it would make sense because he's a prick. Carlos shakes his head. I need the distraction right now. Also, I actually studied this time. I'm not sure I'll remember this stuff a day from now. Haha, well, it said earlier that Jake is Asian, and Robert is very obviously not. So me thinks not. Adam shakes his head. You're a special one, dude. You know it, Chico. I'll see you two later. He heads out. Could be half brothers, you never know. You unlock your computer and send some emails to your professors. You don't think you can take any exams today, and hope they understand. Surprisingly, you get responses back from most of them right away, and get make-up exams scheduled for Wednesday. You're glad at least one thing is taken care of. Adam sighs. I should probably do the same. You should get some rest today if you can. Go fill in that prescription if you need it. He gets dressed, grabs his backpack, and leaves as well. You roll over and manage to fall back to sleep. You spend most of the day in bed, leaving only at lunch when your stomach reminds you that you haven't eaten in almost a day. You manage to look over... Oh, I look over some notes. Whoops. Adam and Carlos return in the evening. Hey, Frankie. You sit with Carlos on your bed, and Adam sits at his desk. Midterms went well today, at least. Have some more tomorrow, but the ones today felt good. You're lucky, dude. I have some tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. You're taking too many classes, Chico. You flop back down on your bed. Oh, I brought you a sandwich, Frankie. Wasn't sure if you'd eaten yet. He hands you a sandwich. You thank him and eat it. I guess I should go back to the house. Or go visit Elliot or something. He shrugs. I'm not sure I want to go visit Elliot right now. I should continue studying. You remember you have some homework you should be working on as well. Well, I'll see you two tomorrow or something. Carlos leaves. You spend the rest of the evening doing homework. You unlock your computer. Strangely, Janet isn't online. You pop some painkillers for the small remnants of your headache and decide to call it an early night. Tuesday. You take your midterms on Tuesday and Wednesday, finding them a welcome break from the situation with Elliot and Robert. The preparation and studying pays off, and you find the tests relatively easy. Your stellar performance gives you some breathing room on your other assignments. I found a fountain pen. Turns out Janet had sex with Tom on Monday. She talks to you excitedly Tuesday evening, and you're really happy for her. You meet up with Carlos for dinner at Tuesday night at the house. The mood is generally somber, but the food is still good. Otherwise, he avoids the hospital, unable to bring himself to visit Elliot. You consider messaging Dan, but decide you don't really want to deal with him at the moment. You also didn't run into him on campus during the week. Oh no, something wrong with Dan? You and Adam managed to find time to play Tetranet together on Thursday. You hadn't realised how much you missed spending time with him outside of studying. You also get a call on Thursday, which you ignore. It turns out to be from your parents, as it's followed by an email from your mum, saying that she misses you and she just wants to hear from you. You resolve to call them over the weekend. You meet up with Jake, Hannah and Akil a couple of evenings for games. You really enjoy the diversion from homework and life. To no one's surprise, Hannah and Akil start going out. Jake says he's happy for them, but tells you he's secretly glad the two of you can commiserate in singleness. James, unfortunately, ends up being busy with the classes the entire week. He apologises and says you should come to Q&A meetings. You're not sure that's really your thing. Soon is Friday. You walk out of Calc lecture to the crisp autumn air and wonder where the time's gone. You head back to your room. Adam is there, studying when you return. Hey Frankie, I was going to head for the house for dinner soon. Want to join? Sounds good. Great. Touching it before we head out. You unlock your computer. Hi, Jake asked about dinner and homework afterwards. Sorry, existing plans. It's okay. Jake says okay. You and Adam play Tetranet for a while. Carlos walks in after a few games. Hey Chico, Frankie, dinner? Yeah, I was planning on heading over there shortly. Frankie was going to join us. Well then, shall we? The three of you grab your coats and head out. I hate that it's getting so cold now. My cast comes off in a week, but it's going to be too cold to swim. Why does this campus not have an indoor pool? Adam shrugs. Sucks for you, dude. Shut up, Chico. Maybe I'll swim anyway. I wonder how much worse I am now. I wonder if I should go visit Elliot tonight or something. I think he still hasn't woken up. I think it'll be too depressing for me to go. He shakes his head. I should have done something. Frankie did what he could. Dude, stop kicking yourself over it. Carlos sighs. I guess. You arrive at the house and head to the common room. A few guys are sitting on couches, playing Geometry Wars. You recognise Steve, waiting for a turn. Hey Carlos, Adam, Frankie. Hey Steve. Any news about Elliot? Steve shakes his head. He's stable, but still unconscious. From what I've heard, but he's still unconscious from what I've heard. I was probably going to visit him after dinner. By the way, Elliot was chairing for committee for the annual frat race, and it's a little over a week on Sunday. Are one of you free to help out with that? Dude, he could get better by then. Don't replace him yet. Oh, Carlos, sweet bean. That's, Adam bites his lip. Also, I think that's when I'm getting my cast off, so I don't think I can do it. Steve shrugs. That's reasonable. Adam? I probably have to study. Steve stares at him strangely for a bit. Sure. Hope to see you at the event, though. The chef walks in and announces that dinner is ready. Go ahead, I want to get a round of visit first. You, Adam and Carlos head to the dining room and get in line for food. Smells good. Did you just change shirt again? I guess it's meatloaf night. You grab a plate of meatloaf, mashed potatoes and broccoli, and the three of you grab a table. You eat, mostly in silence. Steve sits down next to you a bit later with his own plate of food. It's Steve. He nods at Adam and stares at Carlos. Are you okay, dude? Yeah, sorry, I just... Whoops, well, he said something. he said something. You finish your meals in silence. I found a meatloaf sticker. So, do you want to come to the hospital with me? Sounds like a plan. Carlos shrugs. I don't know. Come on, let's go. Come on, Carlos. Come with us. Come with us. I guess I'll go too. That's my boy. Yeah, I think I'm still concerned, but... Then, shall we? Oops. With me. The sun has finally moved from being directly in my face, so I can have my curtains a bit now. The four of you crowd into Elliot's room, over the protests of the nurse. Elliot's parents seem to have stepped out briefly, leaving their bags piled on the chair. Elliot's head is still bandaged up, and his face is mostly covered by gauze and tape. Carlos shakes his head and turns away. Chico, why did I come? Excuse me. He walks out of the room. I'm gonna follow him, make sure he's alright. You follow Carlos out of the room. He's standing in the hallway, forehead against the wall. Hey, Frankie. He sighs, sitting down with his back to the wall. You sit next to him. He laughs. I could never be a doctor. Oh, they moved on to you? Oh, yeah, they seem to have cleared out. I yelled at them when I told them to, like, if they're gonna continue doing that shit, move somewhere else. I didn't mean to move them over to you. Oh, I could never be a doctor. I don't know how Adam is gonna deal with this stuff. Blood, tubes, gauze, blood. All I can see when I look at him is blood. And him lying on the floor like that. He shakes his head. It's terrifying, Frankie. I'm not gonna say man up to the guy. I don't think anyone could blame you. He nods. Thanks, Frankie. You sit there in silence for a bit. Adam and Steve soon join you in the hallway. I don't think I can stay here anymore. I feel like a terrible person, though. I should be there for him. Dude, there's nothing you can do anyway. I'm sure you'll be the first to come running if he wakes up. I just couldn't deal with seeing him like that. I'm sorry. Adam holds out his hand and pulled Carlos to his feet. Well, you'll feel better if you get some sleep. Let's get you back to your room. Adam, Carlos and Steve head back to the house, while you head back to your room. I found a plastic tube. Now I'm stealing hospital equipment. God, I'm a little klepty, me. You unlock your computer, wondering if Janice is still online. Frankie, it's super late. Why are you not here? Hooking up with a hot guy? You better be having sex right now. Or at least making out a lot. Here, sorry. Surprised you're still up. There you are. So how was your day? Yeah, late night here. You don't mention the hospital visit. You're not sure it's a good time to bring up Elliot either. So, boring evening. Not much new here with me here. Ugh, not much new with me here. Went out with Tom to dinner, so I'm still up. Hey, you don't have a spare laptop, do you? Mine's broken. I don't, unfortunately. Thanks. I'm using labs for now. Hopefully a new one comes soon. You talk to Jake and Janet for a bit before Adam walks in. Hey Frankie. Sorry, sat and talked with Steve for a bit at the house. Anyway, I should probably head to bed. You figure that's a good idea for you as well, and you bid Jake and Janet good night. Sleep comes easily. Saturday. You wake up unexpectedly on unexpectedly early Saturday morning. A quick glance at your clock tells you it's around 8:45. You could make me. That's it. I've just can't talk anymore. Oh dear. You could meet the Q. You could. Oh wow, wow! You could make the Q&A meeting this morning. Thank you, if you wanted to. It would be nice to see James, Dan, and the Lizards again. But the thought of going there still makes you a little nervous. Besides, you could also use the opportunity to get some extra work done. Go to the Q&A meeting. You quietly roll out of bed and get dressed. Adam stirs, but doesn't seem to wake up. You grab your coat and head out. You stand outside the room again. There's people talking inside, and you hear Dan's laugh. Dan's okay, right. We were saying we hadn't seen him all week. I was getting nervous. You feel a knot in your stomach. You're standing there, trying to suck yourself up, when you see Liz G walking down the hallway. Frankie. She runs up to you and gives you a hug. Surprised to see you here. How have you been? We've missed you. Anyway, come in. Don't stand out here looking like someone's kicked your puppy. She grabs your hand and pulls you into the room. The room is full of people you don't know. Dan's seated on the couch, talking to some guy, and Lisby is standing and talking to another girl. They turn when you enter. Frankie. Hey, babe. Dan stands and gives you a hug as Lisby comes over and gives Liz a kiss. Surprised to see you here, Frankie. Pleasantly surprised, of course. Liz G giggles. Come sit with me, there's plenty of space. Well, there's space, but we're all friendly here, right? You look around, but don't see James anywhere. I'm gonna sit with Dan, that's always rude. You follow Dan back to the couch and sit next to him. The other guy scoots over to make some more room. Dan scoots closer to you and puts an arm around your shoulders. Hi. Liz B shoots him a disapproving look. Liz G giggles and sits on the arm of the couch next to you. Liz B brings the meeting to order and talks a bit about an upcoming fundraiser for AIDS research. James walks through the door partway through her speech, looking more dishevelled than usual. Somehow it still works on him. He looks at Liz apologetically, who doesn't even miss a beat. He finds an empty corner to stand in. So please sign up for a tabling shift or sign up to donate some baked goods. But specify what you're making so we don't have a repeat of last year where everyone made Rice Krispie treats. Oh, they're good. Oh, what's wrong with the Rice Krispie treats? Nothing, unless the entire table is nothing but Rice Krispie treats. My mum and I were planning to make some before I left for uni, but we never did. But we've got everything at home. I'm gonna make Rice Krispie treats this weekend. Dan shrugs. I see no problem with this. Liz shakes her head. Anyway, I would also like to remind everyone again that this room is for hanging out and socialising. It is not a place for you to come and hook up. She looks pointedly at Dan, who coughs. I can't imagine anyone who would do that. Right. Condoms are in that drawer, by the way. Liz rummages around in her purse and pulls out a Ziploc bag of condoms. No, they're not. She tosses the bag to him. Aw. I'm serious though, we've gotten some complaints that people walking by in this hallway have, seen things. And this room is a public space funded by the university, so please use discretion. She looks at Dan. Or in some cases, someone else's. Sure, whatever. Liz G giggles and Liz B glares at him. Moving on then. Does anyone have anything they'd like to share? A few people stand up to talk about coming out experiences and breakups. I'd like to say something. Well, two things. A lot of you probably met Elliot, at least briefly. He's currently in hospital because some guy decided it would be a good idea to beat his face in. Not really because he's gay, I guess, but it kind of related to some homophobia in general. So, I just thought it would be nice if we could all sign a card or something for him. I'd include a giant stuffed penis or something too, but I'm not sure how much his parents would appreciate it. But suggestions for other stuffed things would be appreciated. Maybe Dan's his brother! Maybe Dan's Robert's brother. Dan, that's really thoughtful of you. I also want to remind everyone that James's show closes tomorrow night, so if you want to ogle his shirtlessness some more, your time is running out. Liz G giggles. James shakes his head. And we're back. I'm just saying. Anyone else have anything to share? Okay. Seeing none, I guess we'll see you all next week. Fundraiser sign-up sheets are on the wall over there. A bunch of people get up and sign or leave. James sits down next to you and Dan. Liz B comes up behind Liz and wraps her arms around her neck, chin on her head. Surprised you're here. Dan laughs and slaps your back. He can stay away from us, I guess. So, you're all signing up to table, right? No time. Of course not. The rest of you, though? You say that like I can't bake, Liz. You can't bake, Dan. Ouch. Right to the heart. Yeah, because you totally still have one of those. Liz is being mean to me. Make her stop. Liz G giggles and kisses Liz's hand. Time to go. He stands and grabs his bag. Bye, Jameson. Go break a leg. Or your arm again. James shakes his head and walks out the door. So. Fine, I'll do your stupid tabling. That's the spirit. Dan grabs a sign-up sheet off the wall and brings it back to the couch. Looks like there's 2 spots open tomorrow afternoon. Frankie, let's do this. Let's do it! No sex at the baked goods table. I would hope that goes without saying. Liz G giggles. Liz B looks over the rest of the sheet after Dan finishes signing the 2 of you up. And that leaves me with only 2 slots that I have to do by myself. Better than last year. Heard a rumour. Just one? Ha! I heard a rumour James's birthday's next week. What? So it's true. No comment. We have to throw him a huge party or something. Liz shakes her head. Dan, you know James would totally hate that. Exactly. She sighs and Liz G giggles. What day is it? The 29th? No comment. The 30th? No comment. He stares at her for a bit. It's totally the 30th. Liz stares back at him. No comment. Dan laughs. Come on, Frankie, we should make this birthday special for him. Liz shakes her head. I know that he wouldn't want you to make a big deal out of it. Or any deal at all. Ugh, where's the fun in that? He's turning the big 2-0. Oh my god, these kids are 19. It's like, you know that, have you seen that gif of, from the Santa Claus? For the movie The Santa Claus. And he just suddenly grey hair and a beard. Oh my god, I've just aged. Gotta celebrate his last few days as a teenager. Liz sighs. Dan, I love you, but you can be a bit of an ass sometimes. I'm an ass because I want to make someone's birthday special. You're an ass because you're making a big deal of something that he wouldn't want you to make a big deal of. Or really wouldn't even want you to know about. Dan shrugs. How did you find out anyway? I have my sources. Liz looks at Liz. Did you tell him? What? No! Okay. She sighs again. I really don't think you should do anything, Dan. Get him a card or something if you really want to. But no parties, no people, no cake. Aw. Seriously. Fine, I'll think about it. Good enough, I suppose. She releases Liz, who makes an unhappy noise. Anyway, I have to be going. Liz G stands and silently walks towards the door. Liz sighs. I'll talk to the two of you later. And she heads out after Liz. I, unfortunately, have to head out as well, but we'll talk later. He heads out the door and you walk back to your room. I found a Rice Krispie treat from last year. Adam is awake, sitting at his desk doing work. Morning, Frankie. You unlock your computer. Hi, Jake Watts, games and breakfast. Carlos walks into the room. Hey Chico, Frankie. It's time to eat lots of food and run, and call an ambulance. I thought you always said that exercise was good for you. I also say that exercise after eating is bad for you. The phone rings and you jump. Parents? You should probably answer it, Frankie. You reluctantly answer the phone. Frankie, my baby! You didn't answer when we called on Thursday and we were so worried. Oh my god, this is my mum. You worry too much, honey. Can you blame me? Yes. How are you doing? Are you eating enough? Should I send some more money for food? Has that burger place had any more interesting flavours of fries? So, are you seeing anyone now? No one right now. Well, why not? I think Frankie should concentrate on his studies, honey. Well, fine. But you should let us know when you find someone. I want to make sure that he treats you right. So how are classes? You talk for a while about classes and your midterms. Your dad seems pleased that you did so well. Soon your dad is pulling your mum off the phone. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye, Frankie. Tell your physics professor that and you hang up. Oh, or rather, your dad hangs up. And you sit back in your chair, relieved. Well, that was something. Breakfast? I said I was gonna go get breakfast with the crew. I was actually going to meet up with James, Nikhil and Hannah for some board games. Well, have fun then. Game sounds good. Okay. See you at the stud center soon. It's getting worse and worse, my dude. You grab your coat and head out. You seem to be the first one to arrive at the student center. You grab an empty table and watch people walk by. It's a little fuller than usual, probably due to the colder weather outside. Jake soon shows up with about who's this new person? With a bag of games, followed by Nikhil, Hannah and a guy you haven't met before. Hey Frankie. They sit at the table with you. Frankie, this is Nate. He's my they're dating. Jake, you broke the brotherhood of singledom. He smiles at you and then throws an arm over Jake's shoulders. You notice Jake stiffen at the touch and then attempt to relax. Nate looks at him strangely and Jake attempts to look reassuring, but you can tell he's freaking out. Hannah shakes her head and stares at the bag of games. I grab some breakfast sandwiches. She pulled some sandwiches out of her backpack. I think Jake should pick last because he'll eat any of these, or all of these if we let him. Bacon. Hannah tosses you a sandwich that looks like bacon and eggs on a croissant. Ooh, that's so good. Maybe not the eggs, but the croissant. Nikhil claims the sausage one, and Hannah grabs something on an English muffin. Nate grabs a random one, which turns out to also be bacon. Jake grabs the remaining 3 sandwiches, and Hannah laughs. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this is the brother. Of course. So, what should we play? Diamant! I guess it has been a while. Jake sets up the game and quickly explains it to Nate. Seems simple enough. The deck is friendly today and everyone manages to amass quite a bit of treasure, except for Nate, who seems to have difficulty and often leaves too early. Soon it's the last round of the game. All of the traps have come out at once, so you're left looking at a measly pile of gems and bad odds of survival. Those few gems might be enough to guarantee a win, but you could push a lot further. Let's keep going. You continue while Jake, Nikhil and Hannah all leave. Aw, surprised you left, Nick. Yeah, well, I didn't think all of you would leave. Jake flips over the next card. It's a large treasure trove of gems. Yes! Well, that's the game! You leave and win the game handedly. Well, that was fun, but I have to get going. He kisses Jake's head. Oh, cute. I'll see you later. He grabs his bag and leaves. So what's next? Can we talk about this? We can play Power Grid. I don't think Nate would like that game much. He isn't really into board games. Hannah sighs. Seriously? Let's talk about this. About what? About how Nate is obviously wrong for you? Jake just sits there and stares at the table, mouth open as if he wants to argue otherwise. Hannah's right, man. You're just jealous. What? You think he's hot and want him for yourself? Jake, whoa, my dude, no, sweet bean, we're not saying that. Just he's all affectionate and you don't like the whole affectionate stuff. It's okay. Hannah shakes her head. Jake, we've been friends since the beginning of the year. You know me. You don't know him. Why would you think that let's just play a game. Nikhil sighs. Fine, let's play a game. Jake starts setting up Power Grid. Never mind. Power Grid sounds fun. You start out later in the turn order and manage to snag the moderately priced area of the map. Soon the second phase starts and you consider your options. Build into the cheap area to save money. Build the expensive area to block Jake. Or invest in plants and bide my time. Well, Jake seems to be having a rough time, so I'm not going to intentionally block him. I'm going to invest. You improve your plants instead and save up money. When phase 3 starts, you drop a lot of cities at once. It ends up being not quite enough, as you're one short from ending the game. Jake hits the mark instead, ending the game and also winning by a single city. That was fun. So, lunch? Food! Buffet! I guess we can do that. Also, we should talk about Hannah. She shakes her head. Let's get some lunch. I found a coal box. The food looks surprisingly decent again today. They're having a good week or something, I guess. You all grab plates of food and find a table. So, Hannah sighs. No, seriously, we need to talk about this. Why can't all of you just be happy for me? Jake, we would be, but you're just going to get yourself hurt. I can take care of myself. We're not saying you can't. I'll get you some food. It's weird to see you without plates in front of you. Nikhil heads off to the buffet and Hannah stares at Jake sadly. Seriously, I'm not jealous. I'm so happy for you that you found someone and that you're getting more comfortable. But I think you need someone who's going to be more understanding. Jake stares at the table. Nate could be understanding. I'm not saying he couldn't, just... She sighs. Nikhil returns with the tray, setting a couple plates down in front of Jake, and another between him and Hannah. Thanks, Nikhil. She shakes her head. Like that, I guess. Nikhil knows you like to eat, and he got food for you. Do you think Nate is the kind of person that would do that for you? Do you know that he isn't? Well, no, but that's the point, Jake. You don't know. You don't really know him. But I could. Yes, you could, and I would be the happiest if I'm wrong and you two work out. But I think deep down inside you know this is a mistake. Jake stares at the food in front of him. I don't know. I guess we should eat or something. Food. The meal proceeds in silence. Oh, afterwards something. Nikhil looks at you apologetically and follows him. I keep accidentally hitting the spacebar twice. So, sorry. We'll talk later. She heads off after Nikhil and Jake. You head back to your room and try to get some work done. I found a top bun. What's a top bun? A top bun of a hamburger. It's stale. Wouldn't expect anything else from the buffet. You pull out some history papers and start going over them. Carlos and Adam walk in the door a while later. Hey Frankie. So, time for homework, I guess. Boring. But necessary. Only if you want to graduate. Yes. Yes, I do. Carlos shrugs and flops down on your bed. Adam sits at his desk and pulls out some papers. You unlock your computer. Hey. Hey, what's up? Just missing you. I miss you too. How was your day? You talk to her for a bit about the drama with Jake. That's sad. I hope it works out for him though. Being lonely sucks. But you have Tom. Didn't say I was lonely. Anyway, I have to go. Talk to you later. It's been a while since I've used text-speech, okay? Carlos seems to have fallen asleep on your bed. Adam has his headphones on and is reading a textbook and taking notes. Let's go see James's show. Hey, what's up? Wanna go see James's show? Yes, duh. See you at the theatre. Sounds good. You grab your coat and head out. You find Dan in front of the theatre. Hey, Frankie. He gives you a hug. I got us tickets already. They had 2 seats together still. You head in with him and find your seats. They're a little far from the stage, but they still offer a decent view. Dan hands you a program and you page through it. It contains some biographical information about the cast and background on the show. I'm glad we get to share the awesomeness that is shirtless James. I wish they allowed photography here. Soon the lights dim and the show starts. James comes out on stage and starts a long monologue. He's wearing minimal makeup and even in costume, he looks really good. You can't stop looking at him, even when he's joined by other cast members on stage. Dan seems similarly entranced. The first act proceeds uneventfully. Soon the curtain falls for intermission and the lights come back on. That wasn't the good part yet, although that was pretty good. You sit and read through the program again. The lights dim again and the second half starts. The second half is more varied, with some more time focusing on the other characters. Towards the end, James walks out on stage, shirtless, kissing the female lead. Someone in the audience whistles, and you can't help but stare. Dan grins at you, whilst never taking his eyes off the stage. The lighting is dim, but you can still make out James's well-defined chest, covered in a layer of blonde hair. His stomach has hints of abs, and his arms bulge as he interacts with his co-star, holding her and trading kisses down her neck. Swooning. You vaguely wonder where he finds the time to work out. Another cast member comes out of the wings and shoots him. The female lead screams. You notice how well he lays on the stage, playing dead. You can barely see his chest moving as he breathes. He's carried off stage and a few more scenes follow, before the curtain falls and the cast walks back on stage for their applause. James is smiling, and you can tell he's done this many times before. The crowd stands and you join them in applause. Soon the cast disappears again and Dan is grinning at you. So yeah, I hope James gets more parts in the future. It's a shame this show ends tomorrow. If I didn't have tabling duty, I might have to come back again. Although it'll be nice to table with you too. Anyway, want to get some dinner? I gotta do my homework, my dude. He nods. Sure, it was nice spending time with you today though. Also don't want to give him the wrong idea. The two of you head out and you walk back to your room, grabbing a sandwich on the way. I found a show program, page 8. What's about page 8? No, it's got James. Carlos has gone when you return. Adam is still working at his desk. You sit down at your desk and poke at some physics problems while eating your sandwich. Soon Adam pulls off his headphones and looks at you. Tetchinut? I could use a break from homework. You spend the rest of the evening playing Tetchinut with Adam. Soon you decide it's time for bed. You sleep soundly. Right, I'm gonna finish Sunday and then I'm gonna call it a break because we've been streaming for nearly 3.5 hours and my throat is dying. You wake up Sunday morning to a knock at your door. Adam, in his bed, opens an eye and looks at you. You climb out of bed and open the door. Jake is standing there. He looks at you apologetically. Sorry, can we talk? I'm sorry it's early, I just need to talk. Of course, my dude. What's up, little buddy? Thanks. Take your time. You quickly get dressed and then head to the student center with him. You take a seat at a triangular table. I want to, talk about Nate. He sighs. We talked yesterday and he apologized, but he wants to, sleep with other people? Jake shakes his head. I know I couldn't do that yet. Nick and Hannah are probably right. Maybe I shouldn't have asked him out. But now that I did, I want to try and make it work. Look, I was in this same position a few years back. A guy I'd been dating for a year suddenly turned around and was like, hey, do you mind if I sleep with other people? And not even like, I've been in open relationships before. Or been with people in open relationships. And that doesn't bother me. But he was like, yeah, I want to go out and basically have sex with other people. And he actually said, I don't want you to, you're only allowed to be there for me, and I want you to be waiting here for when I come back, because we were kind of at like a long distance relationship. He said, I want you to wait here for me, but I want to go off and have sex with other people. And that's when you walk away. Walk away, my dude. No. That being said, polyamorous, or open relationship, healthy open relationships, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. It's all about consent and communication, people. But poor little Jake, this doesn't seem like a happy and consensual relationship here. I guess if he can't get things with me, I guess it's okay if he gets there somewhere else. I don't know. I think he's wrong. No. You can do better, Jake. You're a sweet being. You can do so much better. He's silent for a bit. Maybe so, but I don't want to just stop trying. That also feels strange. Like, I've dug myself into this hole, and I should at least see what's down here. Whoops. He shrugs. Thanks. This was useful to talk at least. He manages a small smile. Want to get breakfast? You head to the buffet with him. He perks up at the sight of food. You grab a plate of food and watch him devour a pile of pancakes, eggs, and sausage. He finishes a 4th cinnamon roll before sitting back in his chair. I don't know what else to eat. Hey! Nikhil walks over to your table. Hey. You disappeared so quickly this morning. I thought you were going to the restroom or something. Jake shrugs. I just needed to talk. Nikhil nods. You okay? I think so. Thanks to you and Hannah and Frankie for talking about things with me. He sighs. I think you're right about Nate, and Frankie agrees with the two of you too. But I kind of want to try anyway, at least for a bit. I mean, that's cool as well, Gotta try, Go out of your comfort zone a bit. You never know until you try. And if you do try and go, hell no, then now you know for future. We just worry about you, man. I know, thanks. But, he's really hot though. Nikhil laughs. Man, if I wasn't straight and I didn't have Hannah, I would totally be jealous of you right now. Just make sure you keep talking to him, I guess. And don't get too invested in things. You can be really emotional. Jake nods. I know. Thanks. Anyway, I should probably eat. I should go do homework. Wish my laptop was working. The labs are weird to work in. But, thanks, Frankie. I'll meet up with you after breakfast, Jake. Nikhil goes to grab food and Nikhil Burr and Jake leaves for the computer lab. You return to your room. I found a cinnamon roll. Adam is up, sitting at his desk, working. Good morning. Carlos walks through the door. Hey Chico, Frankie. I'm avoiding the house today. Lee and Ashley are around, and I think they want to get together with me again. I thought you'd be all over that, dude. Carlos shrugs. I still find the concept of twins a little strange. Yes, you said it's wrong! Last time did not go so well. I suppose that's fair. Anyway, I was trying to go to the hospital this morning to see how Elliot's doing. You two are welcome to come along. Carlos shakes his head. I can't do it. You should go though, Frankie. Maybe I should go running. You unlock your computer. Hey, Jake's doing homework in the lab. Was thinking of joining. Wanna come? What should I do? I don't know what to do. Carlos. I'll join you, Carlos. He seems down in the dumps. Don't want to leave him hanging. Okay. You send Hannah a message whilst Carlos changes into running clothes. Adam grabs his coat and the three of you head out. I'll see the two of you later, I guess. You see a familiar face walking towards you. Frankie, this is my roommate, Nate. We've met. You introduce Adam and Carlos. Nice to meet both of you. We're headed to breakfast. I'm gonna see our friend in the hospital. Oh, my friend is there too. Got his face beaten in or something. Elliot? Oh, yeah, him. He shrugs. Give him my regards? Or whatever, I guess he wouldn't know either way. Sorry, excuse us. Dan and Nate walk towards the student center. I guess I'll go then. Enjoy your run. Adam heads off to the hospital. Well, shall we? You follow Carlos around campus, managing to reasonably keep pace with him. The crisp air is surprisingly refreshing. You stop at a water fountain, breathing heavily. Carlos slaps you on the back. Doing well, Frankie. I'm getting sick of running myself. Bad for the knees, I guess. Maybe I'll find some gym around here with an indoor pool after this thing comes off. He takes a drink of water. Ready? The two of you do another few laps around campus. There are unsurprisingly few people out. Most of them seem to be running like the two of you. You pass the familiar face on your fourth time round. Frankie, getting some exercise? Looking lovely there, Liz. She looks at Carlos. Well, hello, you're cute. Hi. He blushes. You introduce them to each other. Nice to meet you. Don't worry, I'm taken. Also, you have something that I would prefer to do without. Carlos looks dejected and she laughs. A penis, silly. Cock. A dick. Phallus. Anyway, have a nice run. I'll see you around, Frankie. Beautiful. I love you, Liz. She continues on her way and Carlos looks at you. What just happened? You manage another couple of laps before Carlos sits down on a bench. It's gotta be this air or something. It's harder to breathe when it's cold out or something. He lays his head back and closes his eyes. I should probably get a shower and consider lunch anyway. We'll meet up with you later? Carlos stands and heads back to the house. You head back to your room. I found campus map piece. Adam isn't there when you return. You browse the internet for a bit before he walks in. Hey, hope you had a good time running. He sits at his desk and Carlos walks to the door. His hair is wet from the shower. Hey Chico. Hey. Lunch? Lunch sounds good. Burgers? Sure. Come on, Frankie. The three of you head to the burger place. I want to see the funky fries. Well, that's probably one of the more tame flavors I've seen. Oh my god, they have escargot fries? No! Snails. Snails and garlic. Apparently. Huh. Carlos gets the... Oh! The three of you find a table in the student center to eat. Well, it doesn't look so bad. I guess the black bit's a snail. If you pick them off, it's probably just garlic fries. Carlos tries a fry. Yeah, these aren't bad. You eat a hamburger. You eat your burger and try a fry. They are indeed not bad. I can't. No, I couldn't eat escargot. I've eaten some weird things, but I couldn't. I can't. Soon the three of you finish eating. Any afternoon plans? I have to go table for Q&A. Ah, well, maybe we'll see you later then. Adam and Carlos head back to your room, whilst you head out to find Dan. Yeah, maybe I might try it, but no, I can't imagine liking it. Dan's already at the table, talking to Liz. Hey, Frankie. Frankie! He gives you a hug. Well, I guess you've got things covered then. I have the shift after you, so you can just give me the money afterwards. You can eat some stuff, but don't eat too much. Everything you eat is money to the aid that the AIDS Foundation doesn't get. Yeah, starving orphan kids in Africa and all that. Sure. I'll see the two of you in a couple of hours. She heads off and you and Dan sit at the table. You spend the next couple of hours talking and selling baked goods. Dan insists you try something and hands you a chocolate chip cookie that Liz B made. It is really good. Ashley and Lee walk up to the table. Oh, hi Frankie. Friends already? That means you should buy more treats from us. You remember that the twins like brownies and offer them a couple. I do love brownies. You don't need any more brownies, Ash. We just made a pan. But it's for a good cause. We're giving AIDS to we're giving AIDS to starving kids in Africa. Something like that. Helping find a cure for AIDS? And maybe feeding starving kids in Africa? Dan, sweet bean, no. We'll take a couple. They buy 2 bags of brownies. Ashley opens her bag and eats one. Oh, these are good. You should come by again when we have our next sorority bake sale, Frankie. Try our brownies then. We'll save you some. And I'll make sure Ash doesn't eat them all again. I only had one last time, bitch. I'll make sure Ash doesn't eat them all, like she definitely has never done in the past. Anyway, thank you, and good luck raising money for your kids or something. The twins wander off, and Dan shakes his head. Sorority girls, huh? And twins, too. I wish I knew twin frat guys that I could hook up with. What is it with twins? We've had this discussion. Stop it. It's wrong. I always wondered what it would be like to watch twins having sex. Why? Why would you'd be pushing 2 people into incest? No, it's wrong. It'll be like having sex with yourself. No. Look. You can fuck your clone, but you can't fuck your twin. Alright? Your clone is you. Your twin is someone else. No. They'd know exactly what they like. No. 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 Thankfully, some other people walk up to buy goods and save you from that conversation. Soon afterwards, Liz is walking back towards you. So how was it? Good. He stretches. I think I'll watch a movie in the Q&A room or something. Wanna come along, Frankie? I have homework to do. Sounds good. See you around then. You head back to your room. I found a chocolate chip cookie. I like the cookie. Adam and Carlos are there. Hey Frankie, movie? I've got a light blinding me in the face. Homework. Aww. He looks at Adam. So, movie? I suppose. Should we see what's showing first? Where's the fun in that? Fine, let's go. Guess we'll see you later, Frankie. They head out and you spend the rest of the afternoon doing homework. You grab a sandwich around dinner time and plow through some econ assignments. I found econ notes, page 7. Carlos and Adam soon return. Hey Frankie. You missed an interesting movie. It was magic. I suppose it involved that, kind of. It's kind of dark though. Carla shrugged. What movie did you see? Dark, but good. He sits on your bed and Adam sits at his desk. I hope you had a productive evening, Frankie. It is a really long game. I was playing it yesterday as well. I'm gonna see. What's it? How long is this game? Does it say? So there's 4 dateable guys, so I'm guessing that's Jake, Dan, I can count, Jake, Dan, James. Who's the other guy we could potentially hook up with? I don't know. I'm gonna fuck Carlos. Oh, there's good and bad endings, and 9 endings in total. Does it say how long the game is? Oh my god, there's there's a sequel and there's a spin-off mini games. So that's what's gonna happen next. Is there an FAQ? How long is it? How long? Bear with me. Oh, there's a secret ending as well. Oh, apparently you can date Carlos! Oh no! You have to get out, you have to get close to him so that he comes out to you on October 6th. We've passed our date! Oh no! Guys, we're not gonna fuck Carlos. Tell me how long it is. Apparently, everyone's just saying it's very long. Very helpful here. Thank you ever so much. I'm sorry. It's not spoilers as such. I just happened to see these things whilst I was looking for how long this game is. Apparently, it's just very long. Rule 35, Carlos. Post pics in the Discord. You unlock your computer. Frankie, you there? Yeah, what's up? Not much. Just wanted to talk, I guess. I like talking to you. Yeah. You spend some time talking to Janet about life. And Elliot is getting better, I guess. Oh, good. Was he sick or something? You realise you never told her about Elliot. Not exactly. You tell her the situation. Wait, what? This happened a week ago? Oh, you were so happy with Tom. I didn't want to spoil your mood. That's thoughtful, but I'm kind of hurt. Frankie, we tell each other everything. And this was kind of a big deal. Yeah. You must look particularly dejected or something, because Carlos looks at you questioningly. You okay, Frankie? I'm not going to tell him about Elliot, because that'll make him sad. I should go to sleep. Sorry. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Talk to you tomorrow. Oh, now Janet's mad at me. I should probably head back to the house. Well, see you tomorrow? Yep. He heads back towards the house. I think I'm basically doing a route. I'm accidentally doing a route where I'm just not gonna hook up with anyone. I think that's one of the endings I'm gonna get. My goal is Carla. Apparently that's not gonna happen. I should probably get to bed as well. The two of you get ready for bed. Somehow you have little trouble falling asleep. And now we are back to Monday. And as I said, I'm not going to go any further because I'm going to be here forever if I am. And my throat is really starting to hurt from just talking for nearly 4 hours. So, I'm sorry about the various distractions. Hopefully when I'm back on tomorrow, I will be more happy and bubbly and less grumpy. But thank you for tuning in. It will probably be more yags tomorrow as well. If you guys are getting bored, then I'm sure I can switch it up with something. But I'm actually quite enjoying this. I'm enjoying the story and how it develops. But for now, thank you ever so much for popping by. And I'll see you later. Bye.